Hello everybody, and we are live. Welcome back to another live stream here on Apex TV. Now today is a very big day because we were just contacted earlier today by Noah. Yes, I'm sure a lot of you know who Noah is. He first initially contacted us it seems, I think it was a little bit over half a year ago, claiming to be a time traveler from the year 2030. About last month, he actually went off somewhere. We weren't exactly sure where he was going. There's a lot of speculation that he was going back to the future. Who knows exactly where he was, but today he contacted us again saying he was open to do a live stream, so we called him up. I have Noah on the phone with us right now, and we're gonna ask him some of your guys' questions and clear some things up. So I'm gonna unmute him right here. Hello, Noah.
Yo, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, man?
Can you hear me?
I hear you, man. It's been so long. I can't believe I can't believe you're actually on the phone with us right now. How are you?
Yeah, it's all good, bro. I finally have came back from everything. It's been so long since
It feels like it.
Yeah, it does. It's felt like forever since
Yeah.
me, because I've
So yeah. So are you gonna be in the in 2018 for a sizable amount of time?
Not really. I have no idea. I had no plan for now. I've been in the future for so long.
You did. So you did actually go into the future. I know there's a lot of speculation as to where exactly you went, but you were in the future.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been so far in the future, like I mean, not so far, but so long in the future that now I've really missed this. I really wanted to go back because now I feel like that I was getting treated unfairly in the future as well. Like there was a bunch of public stuff about time traveler, and there's a bunch of news in the future. You probably might be able to live to see it, but in the future, when I came back, the media just slammed me for being basically betraying the country. I'm not sure, but I was treated unfairly in the future, and then after a while, I thought, I miss Apex TV. I want to go back. I kind of filled that void by I know some people in the future, so I was able to get back.
Yeah, that's incredible that you actually went there and the media slammed you, like you say. So we got a super chat actually right off the bat from Ann Catherine Harble. Thank you so much, Ann Catherine. We appreciate it so much. Saying, hi, Noah. What's up? How are you?
I'm doing great. What's up? How's it going?
That's great. And one more quick super chat here from Winton Ashley saying, did you see Doc and Marty?
Yeah, I did. I'm just joking.
Yeah, I know. I actually saw a YouTube video up saying I saw Noah on the street. He was like a guy driving a DeLorean in Australia. So yeah, there's been a lot of references to like time travel movies and stuff regarding your story actually. But it's actually amazing to have you back in this time. I don't know if you heard, but we did a live stream with the guy claiming to be a time traveler from 2050 a couple days ago, and he said that he was from Russia and he's from the year 2050. And there was so many comments saying he sounds exactly like Noah. I think this is Noah. So I just wanted to clear that up with you. I actually have Pietya. I think his name was Petya or Pietya. I actually have him on the line right now, and I just want to know: are you open with talking with him?
All right, sure.
Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna unmute him right here. He's actually in this call right now. I'm gonna unmute him here. Okay.
Oh, Apex TV, I thought you were streaming with a new time traveler today.
No, I'm actually here with Noah right now, and he was the guy that people were saying sounded like you.
Are you serious? That's pretty crazy. You sound exactly like me.
Okay, he actually just hung up right now. I don't know what exactly happened. No, are you still here? Okay, you went a little bit quiet, but so he just hung up. Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh wow, he just he just blocked me.
I guess then he's exposed.
Well, what exactly is going on here? So many people were saying he sounded exactly like you, and you just said it right now. Why do you think he sounds like you?
Because I have no idea. it's not me because I just interrupted him. So I heard him talking. I'm like,
Well, I
no,
heard
I
it.
can't let them think. I can't let them think I'm like using a different voice. So
Is
I
it?
quickly spoke up.
Is
Yeah,
this?
but
There's actually a lot of theories saying it was someone trying to expose you or trying to discredit you somehow.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. That guy sounded like it was like me doing a fake voice or something. That's really
Mhm.
weird. Holy crap. Ugh. I think that might be a disinfo agent, or it might just be a troll that's really, really good at what he's doing.
Yeah, I could tell. He sounded really similar to you. I don't know exactly what's going on here, but I did hear that you interrupted him. So I don't know what's going on. Do you have any Russian twins or?
No, no.
Okay.
I don't actually. I don't. Yeah. So I don't have like any siblings. So.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what just happened, but we're getting a lot of super chats coming in, guys. If you have a question, leave a super chat right now, and we will ask Noah live. So Noah, you were in the year 2030, and now you're back in 2018. So besides the fact that the media was essentially slamming you for going back in time and telling the public about what the future is going to be like, besides that, how was your time in the future?
Well, I was able to finally see my family again, and it was just a heartbreaking moment. And this has been like months for me, right? I've been in the future for about 4.5 months, but like in this time right here, I've been only gone for a month. So of course, this feels like 4 times as much as it was for you. But now I'm back, and I'm able to like. I feel like coming back, I can be able to do what I used to do, and I feel like it felt so much more positive, and I felt like I was doing the right thing when I was back here. But yeah, there was like a bunch of stuff, just I don't. No one likes to be slammed by the whole entire country as a traitor, and I was still allowed to live in there and everything, but it was weird.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about that. We got some super chats coming in right now. Travis McIntyre, thank you so much, Travis. Travis asks, "Hey Noah, I'm gonna ask, why did you come back, and what proof do you have?"
Well, I came back, and I've gotten the exact like months of some, or like specific days of some natural disasters. I will be saying it. I won't be specific, just in case people flee. But I'll say some in the next, and that's one happening in 2019, one happening in a big one that's happening in 2022, and 2023. So 3 of those. I got exact date of them.
Wow, are you gonna be able to share that with us tonight, or can you not, in fear of causing a paradox?
I'm feeling like I cannot cause a paradox if they're not, if they're basically, how to describe it. So if they don't, flee from the place, then I'm good. Or if it just doesn't affect people's decisions.
If it doesn't affect the decision, I got it. So we just got another super chat from the Sunan asking, "I'm sorry, but do you recognize the name Christopher Hartwig?"
I'm sorry, I haven't. I wish I could say, but I don't know. I'm sorry. I wish I could know.
Yeah, no problem at all. I appreciate the super chat, the Sunan. We really do appreciate it. Rigo Rivas asks, "What year is alien life revealed to the world?"
It's around 2028, exact like a year time travel is, I'm pretty sure, or it was a little before that, or a little after. But I remember it happening, and it was crazy because I already knew about it for a long time. But the fact that they revealed it to the public, so
you knew it because you worked within the government, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. Going on to the next super chat here from Walter MOJ, Walter Modge. Thank you so much, Walter, for the super chat. We really appreciate it. He asks, "Noah, I hope you're well overall. What can you tell me about the apocalypse currency and the Christian persecution? Is that a thing in the future?"
No, it's not yet. In the Bible, I'm pretty sure it says that we have no idea when that's gonna happen. But like I'm not gonna say what if I believe in the Bible or not. But basically, like I don't want to say, but I'm just saying if it were to happen, it's gonna. We're not sure when it's gonna happen, but.
And then what can you say regarding apocalypse currency? Is there an apocalypse in the future, and if so, what currency do they use? I think that's essentially what he's asking.
Well, there's no apocalypse in the future, like from where I am.
2030.
But, yeah, but I'll give you some advice that I just know straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Currency, get a bag of seeds, and just use
Seeds.
that. Yeah, seeds. If you know if you're like gonna live long enough to go into apocalypse or something, which I doubt, but if it ever does, like some paradox or something, if a paradox causes apocalypse, one thing you want is seeds, because seeds are what like basically it's like you make a plant and food. People are gonna want those like incredibly, and money means nothing in the future. So obviously people.
I actually heard if an apocalypse or anything was to happen, if you had seeds, they would actually be worth more than gold. Because obviously, like you said, currency would be going out, and what would gold mean? It would mean nothing. What would actually mean something is seeds, because that guarantees life, and it guarantees food for your family and everything else. I've actually heard that too on a different podcast I was listening to. They also said that. So yeah, thanks so much for the answer, Noah. Thanks for the super chat, Walter Modge. Going on to the next super chat from Michael K. Michael asks, are American citizens still allowed to own firearms in 2030?
Yes, they are. They are allowed. They are kind of a little more restricted than they are now, but they still have them. Don't worry. For a short period, they've been, like just deciding to take them away and everything, over and over again. But it's like it's never taken away, so we're good.
Is there any restrictions though? Is there no bans whatsoever, or no regulations on guns from now to 2030, if you can remember?
Oh yeah, well there's a restriction on obtaining strong restrictions than now, stronger.
Okay, so the restrictions do become stronger. Okay.
Yeah, so a restriction for for assault rifle or an AR in the future on in 2023 I think it was when they added a new law to restrict assault rifles really much. So basically it was 10 times harder to get one.
Got it. So thanks so much for the question, Michael. Thank you, Noah. We just got another super chat from Asian Player asking, when does Donald Trump pass away?
Donald Trump passes away. I don't want to say when. I mean, why not? He passes away around in I think it was 2023 when he passed away.
Oh wow. Okay, so does that would mean he doesn't? You said he's going to be elected for a second term. Would that indicate that he's not going to be able to serve both 2 terms?
Yeah. Yeah. Basically.
Interesting. Thank you for the question. Thanks for the answer. Ultimate Razor asks, what is the price of Bitcoin in 2030?
The price of Bitcoin. I think I've said it before. I don't really. I should check. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I checked once in the future when I went. But the price of Bitcoin in the future is about almost 50K now.
50,000 US dollars, correct?
Yeah. Last time I think when I said something, I think I said a little off or something, but now I was for sure able to check and it's 50K.
Interesting. Thanks for the question. Minami asks, how did he return to the future, and are you okay, Noah?
I was able to return to the future, not the future, but the past. I was able to return. Sorry, I meant. Yes, but I was able to return to the future with this organization. It's super secret. Basically, they're like, "Oh, man, bro, we see your problem," and they saw all the Apex TV videos. And they're like, you're literally right out in the open. You think that you're like hidden from the government because they're really good at this, but you really aren't to us. They found my address right away, but basically they contacted me and they proved that they were part from the future. I was taken to the future, right? And they actively search for time travelers. So they found me. I'm surprised that they found me so late, but they bring me to the future, and I had to get a bunch of court things, and I had to deal with the police and all that stuff for just being betraying. I had to pay fines, a bunch of other stuff. And I was finally left free, and apparently, I wasn't. It wasn't. There was a bunch of things it wasn't considered a crime and everything. So, but it was a long thing, and I was basically stuck. I mean, not stuck, but stayed in 2030 until I thought I have to go back. I have to go back, and I talked with some guy who I knew in my old job. As a time traveler, like I convinced him, and he because I knew exactly everything about it, but I was silenced. But I still was able to get back to in time, and I'm hopefully he didn't get in trouble for that, but I was able to get back, and
So
now I'm hiding out. Yeah, I'm hiding out again. So I think because they now made it a crime to go back in time and say
interesting.
They now made it a full-blown crime. So if I'm caught this time, I'm done for.
So the people that brought you back into the future, they were sort of like an underground railroad for time travelers. Am I correct?
Yeah, exactly like that.
That's fascinating. That there's actually a group of people, and they're operating outside the limits of the law. Correct then?
Not really. Like they're like what they're doing is not illegal, basically. But now
it
is considered illegal.
Oh,
now
so
it is considered illegal just
because of them.
The giant scandal that I brought. Because I was so much in the past, and apparently they were trying to fix every little mistake I did. Like if I did one thing, they would go and try to fix that. If I predicted one thing, they would stop anyone from changing their life because of that. And
I see.
It was crazy.
We just got another super chat from Master Mindset Migs. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Another super chat from Anne Catherine Harble asking, Noah, have you ever been to Denmark?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like to ever go?
It'd be great. Yeah, probably. I would love to go to Denmark someday.
That'd be cool. Thank you, Anne, for the super chat. We appreciate it. Another super chat from Master the Mindset Migs asking, what year does Texas legalize marijuana?
Texas legalized marijuana. I'm not sure. I know that by 2030, like all the states at least have marijuana for medicinal use at least. But Texas, I'm not sure when it legalizes it. I think I remember hearing it, but when I was like a kid and everything, I heard it. But
so you were young, okay?
Yeah, I was pretty young when I heard it. So it's probably happening in 3 or 4 years because that's when I remember hearing it. Some like really young age.
Got it.
I'm not sure.
Thanks again for the super chat. Thanks for the answer, Noah. Jesus is God asks, have they told you why a paradox is so bad? Like when you went back to the future?
Yeah, they told me. They told me, oh, you could end the fate of the universe. You are practically more than betraying America. You're betraying the world. And I asked them, is there any proof to portray paradoxes are real? Because I'm kind of skeptical of them. I'm not sure if they are real or not. But I'm so scared of causing one. That's why I kind of keep a little safe all the time.
Makes sense.
But they told me they're telling me that there's plenty of proof, and I didn't say anything. I didn't ask for anything right there because I was like, oh. Could them pushing paradoxes be one of their attempts to silence you, from not saying things? That's what immediately pops in my head when you say that. Maybe that's why I think that could have happened.
But you're just trying to err on the side of caution, then.
Yeah, at the moment I just felt like I was stupid and I couldn't, I couldn't talk like back. I was like, I can't say anything about this. And I just kept silent because I was heavily talked with the government multiple times and all this.
Were you sat down in the future?
Yeah, multiple times.
Wow, that's pretty freaky. But I'm glad you're okay, and I'm glad you're here back in 2018 talking with us right now. I'm glad you got to meet your family as well. So going on to the next super chat here from Vaughn Fumes, or Ezekiel, a Discord donation. From Plays asking, is there any history or documentaries on someone called Cryon Mammon? And is Full Dive VR a thing yet?
Full Dive VR, I think what they mean is full. Well, no, there's no documentary. I'm sorry, I've never seen one yet.
Okay.
And I really don't look at that stuff. But basically, Full Dive VR, we're still a little off from it. Like when you use it, it feels real, but you're a little off from it. How to describe? It's like you don't feel balanced because that's that's inside your body. That's like fluid in your ears or something. And how could they influence that? Correct? Yeah, virtual reality feels like normal reality, but just a little bit like off. It just doesn't feel right. It just feels kind of like weird to you.
But it must be because I've tried VR headsets here in 2018, like the Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, and they are really, really immersive. Like, and if you put a fan in front of you, like I did this one where I was skydiving, and you put a fan in front of you, so it actually feels like I'm a little crazy. I even laid on the floor with the VR headset with the fan, and it feels really realistic. Like I can't imagine even added like bodysuits and everything, and I assume that's coming very soon. But yeah, that's really fascinating. Thank you, Ezekiel, for the super chat. We really appreciate it. Another super chat from Walter Modge saying, "Thanks for your answers, Noah. Also, I wanted to ask you about the conspiracy going on with FEMA camps and Walmart and their connections to DARPA, because 30,000 guillotines were brought to the U.S."
Could you repeat that? You kind of glitched out a little.
Yeah, sorry about that. He wanted to ask about a conspiracy going on with FEMA camps, Walmart, and their connection to DARPA, because apparently, according to Walter Modge, 30,000 guillotines were brought to the U.S.
30,000 guillotines.
I don't know if this.
Sorry, I don't know anything about that. I don't know anything about that.
I don't know if this is true. I don't know what the source is. This is just Walter, what you put on your super chat. I don't know where you're getting the information, but it sounds incredibly interesting. I'm not sure, but if you, Noah, are saying that we still have an open free government in 2030, I'm gonna guess that that they're not gonna be putting people in camps.
They aren't. So I don't know what was that just now, but.
But I really do appreciate the super chat, Walter. It really means a lot. Thank you. Another super chat from Jermaine Emrudge. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate it. Travis McIntyre asks, "Why wouldn't you bring back physical proof and not just a date that we have to wait for, especially after the messel gave you before? After all the mess I gave you before." Now you have to. Now you went back, had the chance to get stuff, and you brought back nothing. Why is that?
Oh yeah. Okay, I forgot to mention this point, but I was, I have like something with me. It's like this basically jewelry from the future. It looks really different from like other jewelry from the future, because it's basically my ring that you're supposed to use. And like. Basically, it is like a ring, right?
Wait, you brought back something?
Yeah, it's like this. It's like, how to describe it? Oh, it's really hard for me to describe.
Wait, what, a ring? Does it have technology in it?
Yeah, it's like a ring that it doesn't have technology, but it's
okay.
Ring to symbolize how powerful I am in the time traveling thing, and how high of a rank I am.
Interesting. So you did bring back something. Travis, apparently Noah did bring back something, and Noah, if you're open, I would actually be willing to fly out and meet you again, maybe do an in-person interview if you're open.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd have to find a time that works, but would that be something you'd possibly consider?
Yeah, I would consider it. For sure, I would actually like that.
That would be fantastic. I mean, I was thinking maybe we could do a hypnosis session with you or something, because I heard that's a good way of finding out if someone's telling the truth, probing some of the subconscious parts of their mind. But thank you so much for the super chat, Travis. We appreciate it so much. Arc Games, thanks so much for the super chat. We appreciate it. Stormtrooper Stormy, thank you so much. Stormy asks, "Hey, did I come find you in the future? And love you, glad you came back." So did Stormy find you in the future?
No, she didn't. I'm sorry. I just didn't, see. There was no one from this time that I knew I met in the future, which was kind of sad. I was hoping to meet someone that I knew from this time in the future, which would have been amazing. But
yeah.
Not every single person. Not anyone from anywhere.
That's too bad, but maybe in the far future, depending on the laws of time travel and everything, maybe in the far future, you'd be able to meet someone or something, or maybe we'll run into each other down the line, because if you think about it, we're similar age right now, but if you think about it, since you were born so much later than I was, I would actually be an older person. By the time if we met in 2030.
Oh yeah, that's true. You would be so much older.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. That's kind of creepy to think. But
yeah, I was also thinking that if I was gonna meet someone in the future that I met in like this time, that I was like fully expecting to be old.
Yeah. That's.
Oh yeah.
That would be hard from your perspective, meeting someone that and they're different, or hopefully hope to God they're still alive and everything, and It would, yeah, it might be tough, but it would be nice to see the person again. But and it's weird to think that their perception of time would be far different from your perception. So going on to the next super chat here from Von Fumes, or Ezekiel from Discord. He's relaying a super chat from Sonic. Thank you so much, Ezekiel. You're a saint. Sonic asks, will the volcano eruption happen in 2022 in Yosemite National Park?
2022? No, I'm sorry. It doesn't happen in 2022.
So Yellowstone doesn't blow.
Yeah, it doesn't blow in 2022.
Got it. Thank you so much for the donation, Ezekiel. We appreciate it so much. Jobless Music asks, what happens to the Dominican Republic in your time?
The Dominican Republic in my time. It doesn't change or anything. It's kind of like, I don't want to be mean, but it's kind of just there. It's like, nothing really happens with it. You know, of course, it's getting more developed because that's what happens with countries over time.
Yeah.
But you know, there's no shocking news that happened, or not that I would know.
Well, not that you can think of, because you're not living in the Dominican Republic, right?
Yeah, but
which makes sense.
You know, like
you're from the U.S.
But like, you know, well, yeah, but like big news that everyone would know, not really.
I totally understand that. And you said you did do some traveling in the future, but you never visited Dominican Republic.
No, I didn't.
Got it. Another super chat from Jermaine M. Rudge asking, in what year is Tibet going to be free?
Tibet.
Tibet, I think that's one of those Himalayan countries.
Yeah. I don't. It does get free. I think I do remember hearing it was free.
I just looked it up. Tibet's actually a region. It's a region in China. So and there's a lot of news about Tibet maybe demanding their own rights.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. It's happened sometime. I don't know the exact date. I wish I'm not even sure the exact.
Wait, so Tibet is going to become free?
Yeah, it's going to be free. It's all good.
Oh, that's great to hear. Going on to the next super chat from Gabrielle Rose. Gabrielle asks, what are the 10 biggest tech companies in the future?
10 biggest tech companies. The same ones you would see now: Apple, Google. I can't name all 10. Apple, Google, Samsung, Sony, Microsoft. Yeah, those are basically the top 10. The same as right now. So.
Got it. Yeah. So the ones right now, they're still the biggest one. No new ones emerge, like with the increasing technology in VR and everything. No new companies you can think of.
No, it's kind of like they're holding a monopoly, because they whenever there's a VR thing, one of those companies will start out by doing something.
And I've seen like when I went to a Microsoft store, they actually have Microsoft's making a VR headset now, which is surprising. I have an Oculus Rift, but it's surprising that Microsoft's getting into the VR game this early. And so yeah, I see what you're saying, and maybe Google's going to get into the VR. I know Google has like Google Cardboard and other things, but so yeah, I see what you're saying. A lot of the biggest companies, they might enter certain spaces that you wouldn't expect. Thank you so much for the super chat, Gabrielle and Catherine Harble. Thank you so much, and we really appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Denise Leslie asks, does no one know the cosmic egg, or what's otherwise known as vanilla belts, or the Kuiper belts?
I wish I could say. I don't. I'm not sure what that is.
And then she said, thanks from Denise. If not, he needs to call me. And she actually gave her phone number. I don't know if she wants me to say her phone number live right here, but I'll send you it, Noah. If you feel like calling her or anything, I'll send you the phone number after the stream. Thank you, Denise, so much. I'll try to get you in contact with Noah, if you're available, Noah, of course, and everything. But thank you so much, Denise, for the question. Going on to the next question, another super chat from Stormtrooper Stormy. Thank you so much, Stormy, for the super chat. We appreciate it so much. Another super chat from Nicole Taylor. Nicole asks, what is your opinion on the Mandela effect, and is it real?
Okay, so we've seen evidence that could prove it's real, but right now, like you know, there's no proof to see why it could be fake. But so far there's like, you know, things that could easily be, you know, shown as, you know, how like there's a bunch of things that are fake. You know, uh like Berenstein Bears. There's been proof that even like the date was you know, like, you know, made and everything, that people were getting the name wrong and everything, and a bunch of other stuff. Like you can look at this type of stuff. There's a bunch of people that just debunked it straight up, showing like that there's articles written on the days of movies releases that have the Mandela effect that show.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, like they mistaken a bunch of things that are already mistaken now, but that's due to the fact that it's just a common mistake, and it's our brains are doing it.
Well, that's the thing, dude. I mean, for everyone who doesn't know what the Mandela effect is, it's if it's remembering something differently than what, say, it actually happened in popular culture. Like I think there was one in the Star Wars movie where people were saying Darth Vader didn't say, "Luke, I am your father." He just said, "I am your father." So it's stuff like that, and obviously, like you're saying, no, it could be remembered wrong. But do you think has anything come up that proves that the Mandela effect was, I don't know, something real, something based in science? Like, especially with time travel, especially your claim to be a time traveler. Does time travel play any part in that?
No, time travel doesn't play any part in Mandela effect.
Oh, okay.
Because, like, so from what we've seen so far, if maybe those could have been kind of a silly paradox, and we might have not even known it. But like, from what I've, you know, from my knowledge, you know, from my point of view, you know, as one of the workers, a time traveler, and not, you know, up higher up in there, I know that that freaking there's no thing proving that the Mandela effect is real.
Got it. Thanks for the question, Nicole. Going on to the next super chat from Ash Lacker 1 and 2 asking, Here, let me scroll up. How did you travel back in time, and when is World War III?
So I traveled back in time by basically I knew some guy who I like, I guess it's like I knew him because he was like working still as a time traveler, and I was able to, you know, convince him to bring me back. And I said like basically stuff like, I convinced him that this is the only thing I want, and that I really, because there's like, now like in the future I realized that like the past was way better, and that like I felt like this was kind of like my purpose to do, you know, go around telling everybody that about, you know, how things are, and that because I've a lot of people have been you know, known about time travel now because of me, because I've you know, I wasn't scared to talk out. I mean, I was a little scared at first, but like I've changed so much in the fact that I've been able to, you know, like spread the message that how messed up our government is. But basically it's now it feels like this is what I'm meant to do.
Yeah, I understand it. And speaking of government, we just got another super chat from the Sun asking, does the government lower the taxes and bills?
They actually increase them a little in the future.
Okay.
But
and this is in the U.S. just as a disclaimer.
Yeah, in the U.S. just so you know, there's no worldwide government or anything. But yeah, basically it's just the U.S. that they increase it a little and decrease it, but for the most part, it's been going up a lot.
Okay, taxes and bills go up, which makes sense. Another super chat from Mr. AK asking, North Korea and South Korea have just agreed to shut down their nuclear facilities. Have they changed the future so the war doesn't happen? That's a great question.
The thing is, I remembered it differently when they I remember them doing the you know, the border thing, but I remember them doing it differently. So that could lead me to thinking that paradoxes don't exist and that the time has changed. But basically, I remember them doing it like slightly or not, you know, like because like I just looked at it like today. You sent me some like video about that. But
yeah,
basically, I looked at it.
I put out a tweet about it as well.
Yeah, and I don't remember it being like that ever. But basically, from what I remember it happened like that, where they you know, they kind of, you know, they didn't meet up at all. They said that they you know, we're allies again, but after a couple of years, they, you know, they started getting back at each other's throats again.
Interesting. So they did sign this peace treaty thing, but you say they're gonna get back at their throats. They're gonna start fighting again. Got it. Thanks for the question, Mr. AK. We always appreciate it. Austin Shia asks, when does Trump become the God Emperor of the world?
Trump never becomes the guy right emperor. Sorry, I just realized what his.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just realized that they're joking about it because I looked at their message. But yeah, he never becomes the guy.
Okay, yeah, we appreciate the super chat though, Austin. It's always great to bring some humor into these live streams. We really do appreciate it. Minami asks, do you know much about New Zealand in the future?
Let me think. Yeah, not really much. New Zealand, I've heard that they've been, their sports that they have over there. For some reason, it's kind of became a trend where U.S. is now starting to do their sports, more professionally. New Zealand's like they're copying them, but that's basically, so like when I went in the future, I'm like, oh yeah, how to describe it? So basically, when I was in the future, I remember seeing the U.S. do something like that. I'm like, oh, because I forgot to mention this in this time when I was here, but I remember them they were getting ready to start taking U.S. New Zealand sports, so they copy them. But basically, the U.S. is trying to copy New Zealand sports, or like trying to bring them over to the U.S.
So when you think of New Zealand in the future, you think of U.S. taking their sports. What sports? Like, what can I think of? Like, cricket?
Yeah, something like that. But I mean, not cricket's not the big one, but that they're really copying. But yeah, stuff like that.
Okay. I appreciate the super chat, and we just got another one from Herme Emraj asking, in what year is Tibet going to be free? Even though we just I think he just asked the question again. So just to recap, Tibet's going to it is going to gain its independence according to Noah, correct?
Yeah. It's going to gain its independence. I just don't know when.
Okay, could you give a rough time frame? Because we know it's going to be from 2018 to 2030. Do you know, could you give any rough year or narrow that down a little bit more?
Probably 6 years. That's what I think it will. That's when I remember hearing it for sure. That,
within the next 6 years. Okay. Thanks for the super chat. Chris Scott asks, does college become free, and did Hitler survive World War II?
College does not become free, and Hitler, we still haven't figured that out if he did survive World War. Well, World War II, I think they mean, but wait.
Yeah, World War II. Yes.
But basically, there's no proof that we found yet that shows that he survived in World War II.
Yeah, because there is a conspiracy theory that he actually went to Argentina in a submarine. Who knows if there's any weight to that theory, but it is definitely interesting. I mean, things like that are definitely really interesting. Thank you so much, Travis McIntyre, for the super chat. We appreciate it so much. Jobless Music asks, are the New York Mets going to do good in your time?
The New York Mets, not really, because
the baseball.
From what, yeah. Well, they haven't really gotten any news. So from my time, like I'm just saying 2030, right? No, they haven't doing well.
Okay, and he also, another part of that super chat, he put the abbreviation LGM. I just looked it up. Apparently LGM is a text slang to denote the feeling breakdown of the word let's go mental. I'm not exactly sure why that was put in there, but thank you so much for the super chat, Jobless Music. Another super chat from XSkins ZY. Thank you so much. Walter Maj again sent another super chat. Thank you so much, Walter. You don't know how much we appreciate it. He says, thanks so much for the feedback again. What could you tell me about the establishment of the New World Order, economic collapse, Slade Dollar, and the Antichrist exposition?
All right, so Antichrist, there's no Antichrist yet or anything. But New World Order, there's no New World Order. What else was one of their questions?
New World Order, is there an economic collapse in the future?
No, there's no economic collapse. There's like no worldwide economic collapse that is in the future.
Yeah, he also mentioned the Slade Dollar. Does the value of the dollar drop dramatically in the future?
Oh yeah, the U.S. dollar, of course. It drops not too much, but a little, over time.
Okay, and that covers everything. Thank you so much, Walter. Again, we really appreciate it. Another super chat from Stormy. Thank you so much, Stormy. She's relaying a question from our Discord server. By the way, guys, if you're not already part of our Discord, join it. Link is in the description. It's basically a live chat like this where you can go in 24/7, even when we're not live streaming. So Stormy is actually relaying a question from the Discord from Travis M asking, can you do your best Russian accent?
I can't really do a Russian accent. I'm sorry. It's kind of cringy. I think it sounded exactly like how that, what was his name?
Petya.
Yeah, I know how to pronounce that, Petya, but basically he sounded exactly like me if I did a Russian accent. So what I'm thinking is that it's some guy who knows how I sound like.
Well, everyone knows what you sound like after doing all these live streams and interviews.
Yeah, but he must be like some type of artificial intelligence, maybe. I'm not sure. I think it might be a really good. What it could be is it could be a disinfo agent who's really good at copying speech. But that's what I feel like could be it, because
you mentioned that in previous live streams that there are disinfo agents trying to discredit you. Now I've actually seen them come on our Discord server before, going disregard Noah's message and all this. And so, and by the way, guys, if you're not part of our Discord, link is in the description. It's basically a 24/7 live chat. And sometimes we get people in there saying, like, disregard Noah's message and all this. And sometimes, you know it too. You haven't been there in a while, but we have other supposed time travelers on there too. So if you guys want to talk with them, again, link is in the description to our Discord server. But yeah, that's true. And it's a scary thought to think that people are trying to discredit you, or your story. But Noah,
yeah.
let me ask you this: how do we know you're not a disinfo agent?
I think you've asked me that before, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always like a thing, like, you can't really, like, if I was a disinfo agent, I would be talking about disinfo agents then, because then I'll be giving away that could be a disinfo agent.
You would be bringing it up in the first place, which it's interesting, and I appreciate your response, and I really appreciate the super chat, Stormy. Thank you so much. It's really nice of you to relay people's questions from the Discord. That's actually amazing. Thank you so much, Stormy. Anthony Aguirre asks, what happened with Nibiru, and does it cause catastrophic damage?
Nibiru. So, could you repeat the message again? I just heard you say Nibiru and
what
cost.
Yeah, what happened with Nibiru, and does it cause catastrophic damage? First off, if you're unaware, Nibiru is a supposed another planet within our solar system that we haven't discovered yet.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I guess I've heard about it before, but no, there's no catastrophic damage from Nibiru.
It doesn't collide with Earth.
Yeah. There's no colliding with any planet in the future.
Well, first off, do they discover Nibiru in the future?
No, I haven't heard of it, so I'm pretty sure.
Well, do they discover another planet then? That goes by a different name?
Yeah, but not in the solar system though. In our solar system.
Okay, got it. Yeah, we find exoplanets and stuff outside the solar system. Well, thank you so much, Anthony, for the question. We appreciate it so much. Thunder Z asks, what's the price of Litecoin in 2030?
Litecoin it drops and goes up, but for the most part, I don't know exact price, but I know it's rarely any higher than it is right now. Litecoin, but the best ones are Bitcoin, Bitcoin Shop, and Ethereum. Those are the best, basically cryptocurrencies you can have right now that will be amazing in the future.
And I say this every live stream, but your views aren't necessarily our views here at Apex TV. We're just giving you a chance to talk. But we just got another super chat from Denise Leslie saying, Apex, you need to see and learn from these two videos. Email me. And then she gives her email. I'll send you an email, Denise, after this live stream's over, so I can check out the videos you're referencing. But thank you, Denise, for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Jermaine Emroj asks, who is the best rapper of all time in the future?
Best rapper of all time in the future. There isn't any best rapper who makes history, because the best rappers of all time known right now are the best rappers known of all time in the future. But in the future, 2030, a big rapper is probably well, let me think. Lil Pump is still out there. Just so you know, guys, Lil Pump is still doing super incredibly out there.
I've heard of
I was
him. I'm
actually
not familiar with who exactly he is, but I've heard of him.
Yeah, I was surprised. I think so. I think that could answer the question because Lil Pump is doing super well in the future. I'm surprised he's been able to hold a career for that long. But yeah, so I was pretty surprised when I came back to see Lil Pump as 17 years old and everything. So
okay,
but
yeah. Go
yeah,
ahead.
but he basically rap. It turns even more confusing than it is right now.
What do you mean by confusing?
Basically, some people are saying rap right now is so confusing with like Lil Pump and everything. But in the future, it just becomes even weirder to other people. The old generation of rap.
Oh yeah, and that always seems like the case. Like people were saying Elvis was confusing when he and it just seems like the same thing's playing over and over, which is really interesting to see. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. Another super chat from Craig Lawrence Taylor asking, have you ever heard of the band Stranded on Neptune?
No, I haven't ever heard it. Sorry if you expected out here, but I've never heard about it. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for the super chat, Craig. Another super chat from Stormtrooper Stormy. Stormy is relaying a question from the Discord from Duct Tape, and Duct Tape asks, there's a guy named Roman claimed to be your time traveler coworker. Do you know him? And do you remember Duct Tape?
Yeah, I remember Duct Tape, but I remember the name is legit the person I worked with, but they could be a disinfo agent using their name. Because I worked with a Roman. I did. You did? Yeah, but I'm not sure if that could be a disinfo agent, maybe. Or I'm not sure. I don't really wanna, I don't wanna guarantee, oh yeah, it is him just because he has the name. Because that kind of shocked me, just as you said, because I was like thinking for a second, I'm like, but if it is really Roman, and he's like listening to this right now, what's up, Roman? Oh, dude, I need to talk with you, bro. It's been so long. We need to actually speak, but it could be just a disinfo agent. I don't want to guarantee it completely. I have to hear how he sounds like and everything first, just to know.
So I'm actually in contact with him on the Discord server. So maybe I could get you in contact with the guy actually claiming to be Roman, and we could see if you think he's actually the same person. But we just got another super chat from Anne Catherine Harble asking or saying, Noah, you're so cute when you're laughing.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much, and I know Noah appreciates it, and we really appreciate it as well. Another super chat from Andrew Kennedy. Andrew asks, who wins the NBA championship this year?
I don't know who wins it this year. I don't even know who wins it in the future, like most of the future, because I'm not really into sports. I'm sorry. I wish I was. I should have. One thing in the future is I was so busy that I should have been, like, I didn't expect I would try and go back in the future. It was like one day I just woke up, I'm like, or go in the past, but one day I just woke up, I'm like, you know what? I can't stand it. I just got to go in the past now. But like it was one day, so I didn't ever research everything to tell everybody what's going to happen in the future. But no, I don't really watch sports, so I don't really know. And especially in the future when I was working as a time traveler, I never looked at entertainment because I was so busy. Yeah,
it makes sense. But thank you for the super chat, Andrew. Another super chat from Tony Intravia, asking about the Marvel franchise in 2030. What is their most recent movie in 2030?
2030, their most recent movie. They've made this movie on this. I don't really watch Marvel much, but I know that they made this movie on this girl whose like power is like luck or something. I'm not sure. It's not really more of a superhero movie. It's like an action movie. I forgot what her name is, but it's some woman. It's like I'm pretty sure she's a superhero now or something. I don't know.
So there's a female superhero, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's this female superhero who has like power is luck or something. Maybe you guys could figure out who it is. I don't know.
I'm not familiar with Marvel or anything, but I do know their new movie just came out, about Avengers, And because I know some of the people on the Discord server were telling me about it, but yeah, so yeah, thank you for the super chat, thank you Noah. Another super chat from Super Nerdmaster asking, Noah, can you do a World War III prediction and a disclosure on aliens?
I've said everything about World War III in one of the Apex TV videos my last one I was in.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to go check that one out, I don't want to because you can learn more from that than from me just sitting here telling you. And wait, what was the other question? Sorry.
And can you do a disclosure on aliens?
Yeah, aliens. I also said in that video too. Sorry, yeah. I hate to redirect you and everything, but basically, aliens do come up in the future, and they like I say both of those in the video, and
I remember
aliens do come from, yeah, but aliens do are in the future, and they're like, I give a good detailed like description of them in the video, so you should check that out.
Yeah, thank you for the response, Noah. Thank you, Super Nerdmaster, for the super chat. We appreciate it beyond belief. Rapid Oxidation asks, does Trump get reelected?
Trump. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm like zoned out right now because it's really late at night. But basically,
no problem.
Yeah. No, don't worry. I haven't answered anything falsely because I'm tired. But basically, yeah, Trump. I've said it multiple times. He's reelected.
So he is going to be reelected in the future. Another super chat from Stormtrooper Stormy, saying Cosmo Girl asks, but you didn't really finish the sentence. So if you can send another chat or something on Discord or something, revealing what you're asking, that would be great, Stormy. But thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate it. Another one from Denise Leslie asking, if Noah is real, can he please call me at, and then she gives her phone number, for details and videos I can explain. So I don't know, Denise, are you a time traveler, or do you know something about the future or something? I can give Noah your phone number, but I don't know if you feel comfortable with me saying it out loud right now, but yeah, I'll definitely try to get you guys in contact. I know you're very busy, Noah, so I don't know if we'll be able to make this work, but I really do appreciate it, Denise. And yeah, are you familiar with the Denise Leslie, who's a time traveler, Noah?
No, I'm not familiar with the Denise Leslie.
Okay, but thank you so much for the super chat, Denise. We really appreciate it. Another super chat from Brandon9361 asking, what's your hometown and where do you live in 2030?
Oh, I don't want to say where my hometown is. But in 2030, I lived basically in my hometown, but I mean not my hometown, but near it. I'm just gonna say that I live in my hometown was northern of Minnesota. That's all I'm gonna say. It's like north. Yeah, I'm not gonna say where it is. It's like north western around there. I'm not gonna say where.
Okay, another super chat from Metalhead asking, when does the big earthquake hit California, and does the West Coast sink into the ocean?
Could you repeat that? You kind of like glitched out a little there.
Yes. When does the big earthquake hit California, and does the West Coast end up sinking into the ocean?
The earthquake that hits California. Sorry, you just keep cutting out. Can you?
Yeah, is there a big earthquake that hits California, and if so, when does it happen?
Not yet. Not one in the time until 2030. No, there's no earthquake that hits California yet. But sorry, I know I have to keep asking you to repeat. But what was the other question? And
does the West Coast end up sinking into the ocean after the earthquake?
No, because the earthquake doesn't happen in the first place.
No, I got it. But thank you so much for the super chat, Metalhead, and I think that should be a relief if you're telling the truth, Noah, that no earthquake's gonna happen. So another super chat from Von Fumes from Ezekiel, a Discord donation. Thank you so much, Ezekiel. He's actually relaying people's people's questions from Discord. And by the way, guys, if you're not already part of the Discord, join it. Link is in the description. So Ezekiel is relaying a question from the 3K Productions asking, does the movie They Live have any truth to it?
They Live. I'm not sure what that movie is about.
Yeah, it's a movie essentially where a guy gets sunglasses, and when he puts them on, he can see the true nature of our world. Like when he looks at advertisements, it says like obey, consume, and all of this stuff. I've seen the movie. It's a good movie. Do you think that has any truth to it?
I guess, but
And they also
from
one more thing. They also say like the whole world's run by a bunch of reptilian aliens.
no, they're not run by reptilian aliens, but
Okay.
the the ads basically, yeah, ads basically are that they are, eat, consume, and everything, and they have a bunch of subliminal messages. This is kind of fact now, because you can tell they go into stuff like colors and everything on the advertisements, really smart
Mm-hmm.
companies. But yeah,
Okay. He
I
also
guess
asks. Yeah. He also asks, what does the inside of a UFO look like?
the inside of a UFO. I have actually been in the inside of a UFO. I'm not pretty sure. I
Mm-hmm.
know I've been like in. I mean, no, I haven't been one, but I don't remember much about it. I remember someone else was piloting it and everything.
Interesting. You
Like
have.
and yeah, but we haven't like moved far with it. We just like moved like 10 feet and then got down.
Interesting
It's
because you
kind of like
worked in inside the government. You got clearance to do that.
yeah, and they're like no, it was I was basically with a bunch of other people in this. We
Mm-hmm.
had some time to spare, and this one other person had some time to spare who knew about them, and he was like, you guys want to see something cool?" Because they like where I was testing it, they don't they sometimes are allowed to just when they don't really have anything to do, they can just sit around. But this guy just showed us the inside of one
That's
and everything, and
fascinating,
it was
and
great.
that must have been the experience of a lifetime.
Mhm.
Well,
It was crazy.
thank you, Ezekiel. Like I always say, you're a saint. Asian player asks, who is the future president?
Donald Trump, and or in 2030,
Well, he's going to be real.
20,
You say he's going to be reelected in
yeah,
2020, but what about in
yeah,
2030? Who's president?
Yolanda Renee King. They lower the age to be president in the future, and Yolanda Renee King becomes president.
And just to clear this up, Yolanda Renee King, I looked it up. She's the granddaughter of Martin Luther King, correct?
Yep, that's it. You can search it up. She's been giving speeches after, even like she's been giving so much speeches recently. Even after I've said
I saw it.
that she was gonna
I
become president.
To tell you the truth, Noah, when I saw that, I was like, "What the heck?" Because I saw it on Facebook. A bunch of people were sharing it with me on my Facebook page, and they were saying, "Apex, take a look at." They were actually sharing it on the Facebook group, and they were saying, "Apex, look at this." But what's her name? Yolanda Renee King. She gave a speech at some major thing, and I'm like, "Oh my God, she's actually an amazing speaker." You can check it out online, Yolanda Renee King. I was absolutely blown away by it, and the fact that Stephen Hawking passed away a couple days, God rest his soul, but the fact that he passed away a couple days after you mentioned him, he might be passing away soon. All these things are, they're pretty creepy and interesting to say the least, but. A new super chat from Travis McIntyre from Mehula. I guess he's relaying a super chat. I mean, a question from the Discord server. Thank you so much, Travis. Asking, in the previous chat, you stated Donald Trump would be attempting running a third term, but now you say he's gonna die. What changed?
I never said he was going to attempt to run a third term. I never said that. I never even said that. Now people are putting words in my mouth. This is what happens all the time. People just sit there and put words in my mouth.
Well, I've actually seen it firsthand on some of these news websites. Like, I'm not going to name them specifically, but I've seen news websites that have picked up some of the people we've interviewed, and they've changed certain parts of what they've said and everything. So maybe he saw that from the internet or something, because a lot of these writers, they might add something in I know I think he's referencing another time traveler named Michael Phillips that we interviewed, and he said Trump's going to attempt running a third term. So Michael Phillips was from 2075, and Noah claimed, who's on the phone right now, he claims to be from 2030. So thank you so much for the super chat, Travis. Appreciate it so much. Great question. Going on to the next super chat from Mr. AK. Mr. AK asks, does Bitcoin reach $1 million, and when is the next recession?
Bitcoin doesn't reach $1 million in 2030. I'm not sure if it reaches ever $1 million in recession of it.
No, when is the next recession, like, in terms of the economy? Like an economic decline.
Yeah. I'm thinking there is no economic decline before 2030, but or like in 2030 or before 2030. So I'm sorry about that. I don't know if I should be sorry, but yeah, there's no economic decline. But in 2030, Bitcoin is at $50,000.
Got it.
Bitcoin. One Bitcoin.
Yeah, thank you so much for the answer. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. AK. Shannon Anderson asks, what animals that are currently here in 2018 become extinct by 2030?
The vaquita is one of them. That's the one I know for sure.
How do you pronounce that?
Extinct. Vaquita.
Vaquita?
Vaquita.
Interesting. So the vaquita goes extinct. What exactly is a vaquita? I'm not exactly sure.
It's kind of like a dolphin. You can search them up. They become
extinct. It's a mammalian oceanic creature.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you say they're gonna become extinct. So I'll definitely look up what exactly that animal is. That sounds really interesting right after this stream. But thank you, Shannon, for the super chat. We really do appreciate it. Another super chat from Carlos Acevedo asking, when does the new Supra debut?
Subaru.
Supra. I think the Supra is a car made by Toyota, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I wish I could answer that question. I don't know.
It's okay. I appreciate truthful answers, and I'm sure everyone else does too. So we're gonna go on to the next super chat from Walter Nodge. Thanks. He says, thanks again. No, thank you, Walter. We really appreciate it. Walter also says, what can you tell me about the Pope's propaganda in relations to his upcoming movie and its outcomes of it?
So, like, I'm confused with the asking. So, like, the newest video, not video, but the newest movie. So he's apparently making a movie, right?
I guess I haven't heard of it, but apparently, yeah, the Pope's making a movie.
I haven't ever heard of a movie, so I don't know what they're talking about.
So it would be logical to assume then the outcome isn't that prevalent if you haven't heard of it.
Yeah. I don't think it's a big thing. So I think you can kind of make it like realize that since I don't know what it is, there's probably not a big outcome or anything.
That makes sense. And he also asks, can you give an elaborate explanation on the pandemic of biological wars?
Biological wars. Are they how? I'm sorry.
Like releasing a disease within a certain area or something, and fighting that way, rather than traditional wars that you'd normally think of.
Oh no. What was the question again? But
none
of those.
Could you give an elaborate explanation on the pandemic of biological wars? Are there any biological wars in the future, and are there any major pandemics or disease outbreaks?
Yeah, I was about to say it, but there's no major ones in the future.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Walter, for another question. We appreciate it so much. Denise also says the most relevant question is, do the Vanilla Belts weaken and move to the outer planes?
No. I kind of have a little feeling of what they're saying. I kind of have I know a little bit about that and I've heard about it and everything, but no, because I don't hear about it, I think.
Okay. It would be a major thing. Well, thank you, Denise, for the super chat. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Noah. Walter Nodge also says, and a delineation of the mark of the beast. Thank you. So, is the mark of the beast prevalent in the future?
No, I mean, kind of. People are thinking that the thing in my wrist is, for time travel. They think that's the mark of the beast, basically.
Yeah, I saw a lot of comments saying that.
It's like this Christian thing and everything. That there's a mark of the beast when the second coming and everything.
But the thing in your wrist isn't?
I don't think it's this mark of the beast. I think the mark of the beast it's something completely different than we think.
Interesting. Well, thank you, Walter, for the super chat. We appreciate it so much. Oscar Batista 1700 asks, will people be drafted into the military?
Yeah, they are. Only a little amount of people are drafted during the next war. It isn't a world war, but basically, so only a small amount of people are drafted. But that's it. There's not much. If you're talking about U.S., only during that time. But that's just a small amount of people that got drafted.
Okay, I see. Mayor Sabby asks, do you know the Sebastian Carrillo Sebastian LeVay?
I'm sorry. I wish I knew, but I don't. I'm sorry, but I don't know any Sebastian Cleaver or Sebastian Calais or something.
Okay, well, I appreciate your honesty, Noah, and I appreciate the super chat, Mayor Sabby. Going on to the next super chat from Thunder Z, asking, what is the price of Cardano ADA in 2030?
I'm not sure what that is.
I just looked up. Cardano apparently is a computer application. Is starting the countdown dual test. From Cardano Upsurge, I think it's something. Oh, it's actually a stock. Or no, it's a cryptocurrency, it looks like. So, are you familiar with any cryptocurrency called Cardano or abbreviated as ADA in 2030?
I've heard of an ADA or something, but it's probably not that big because I know the biggest ones are Bitcoin, Bitcoin Shop, Ethereum, and Litecoin. Those are the biggest ones.
Okay. Denise Leslie says, yes, I have nothing to hide. Denise, are you saying in reference to us asking if you're a time traveler? Or are you saying yes, in response to, contacting you? I think she's, saying that she's actually a time traveler. If you are, Denise, if you're open, we'd love to do an interview, if you could contact us via email, apextv@mail.com. But that's really interesting. Denise, thank you for the super chat. Another super chat from Andrew Kennedy asking, tell us one thing that happens this year that won't cause a paradox.
Let me think. I can't think of anything off the top of my head that happened this year, but I know in 2019 there is a natural disaster, and I have like a book paper it's teared directly from a book somewhere in my house. I can reveal it on the next live stream if you like, but it's
I'd love to see it.
Shows like the full details of all natural disasters. I can tell without causing a paradox, basically.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew also asks, what is the GTA 6 location?
GTA 6 location? I don't actually remember. I remember it wasn't called GTA 6 though, but it wasn't even called by its location name either. I remember I think it was California something, but that's all I remember.
Okay, interesting. Thank you, Andrew, for the question. Stormtrooper Stormy is relaying a question from Duct Tape. Duct Tape asks, you posted a binary message on Discord last week. Why did you post in code, and what did the message mean?
Well, you see, no, I wasn't the one who sent that, because, I already know what you're talking about, but basically, there's multiple times where I've been hacked. This is probably like I don't know, the third time, but Apex manages all my...
Yeah, I remember when you got hacked the first time. I wasn't aware of this instance though. Actually, I think I heard about someone talking about that you were sending binary or something, but yeah. So you're saying you actually got hacked?
Yeah, but basically your team manages my account and everything while I was gone. So I remember giving them the password and everything. So.
Yeah, but we would never post things on your account without. But yeah, that's really interesting. And you said you have gotten hacked before, which is terrible. But yeah. So thank you for relaying the question, Stormy. Thank you so much. Thank you, Duct Tape. Rapid Oxidation asks, is Fortnite dead?
Fortnite, in the future, I've barely heard of it, so I'm pretty sure it's dead.
Okay.
Especially when I went there for a couple months, I didn't hear of it, so it's probably dead.
Mm-hmm. And Walter Nodge asks... yeah, go ahead.
They probably have it under a different name, though, because I don't remember seeing it. The creator of Fortnite probably has, Fortnite under a different name, because I don't really play Fortnite. I've played it once, because my roommate that I was with, when I was hiding from before, I went back to the future.
Mm-hmm.
I had roommates, and one of them was playing the game, and I actually played a little myself, but that's it. That's all I had.
Interesting.
Of interaction with it.
Yeah, we got another super chat from Walter Nodge. Walter asks, Stephen Hawking's last words were, "They are coming." indicating aliens, which are the falling angels. This is my belief based off the biblical narrative, but what do you believe, Noah?
Well, what I think is that I don't know how Stephen Hawking died, but I feel like that there was some third, force to there's like some other force that caused him, to die and everything. But what I think he could have been referring to is the corruption in the government and everything, because it is messed up. There's so, like, even what I see, I only see the the surface of the whole entire deepness of the government, and it's even shown throughout multiple people, like George W. Bush. I'm pretty sure he said before that if the government said who like what they were doing, they would face the biggest criticism ever or something, or they would hang them.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not sure if those were Stephen Hawking's actual last words, but if they were, that's incredibly creepy. But yeah, rest in peace, Stephen Hawking, and thank you, Walter Nodge, for the super chat. We really do appreciate it. Stormtrooper Stormy, thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate it, Stormy. Thank you so much. Mr. AK, thanks for the super chat. Mr. AK asks, is Tupac still alive?
Tupac is not alive. I'm sorry. I wish I could say yes, but he's not.
He also asks, and are there robot soldiers in the future?
There are no robot soldiers in the future. They are working on robots still, like as much as now they aren't able to kill or even think on their own much yet. But we're they're still trying and everything.
Another super chat from Denise Leslie. Denise says, Apex, please email me if you'd like to know the truth. I'll try sending you an email, Denise, but you can also email me at to apextv@mail.com. If you want to send me an email, Denise, I'd be happy to get back to you. Thank you, Denise. The Dark 761 asks, who wins the boxing fight in August, Logan Paul or KSI?
Oh my gosh, I remember when I was a little kid. I remember hearing about that and everything.
I'm actually not familiar.
And the winner of the boxing match, I think this could influence bets. But anybody listening to this right now, don't take my word for your bets and everything, because you could cause a paradox or something. I'm just gonna say it straight up. Logan Paul wins. Yeah, and people be like, oh yeah, this is so fake because he doesn't, but he actually does. Just so you all know.
Okay. I have heard of Logan Paul. I remember he caused this big controversy on YouTube not long ago, but he's getting in a boxing match with somebody?
Yeah, he's getting in a boxing match with, I forgot, I don't know, some other YouTuber. But I remember I watched Logan Paul when I was a kid. Oh my God.
And I remember his fan base is a lot of little kids, so that's interesting that you say he's going to win this boxing match. That's really fascinating. But thank you so much to the Dark 761 for the super chat. We appreciate it so much. Another super chat from Travis McIntyre. Thank you so much, Travis McIntyre. Travis is relaying a question from Trill Will. Trill Will asks, when you went back to the future, did you get lucky with a real person or a bot?
Oh no, I didn't. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not. I should be sorry, but oh no, I didn't.
But do people hook up with AI in the future?
No, not in 2030. Probably further in the future, but no, in 2030, that's what I know for
sure. But do you have humanoid robots?
Yeah, but they aren't. AI isn't fully developed all the way yet.
I understand. Thank you so much, Travis. We really appreciate that. That's really nice of you to relay the question from the Discord. By the way, guys, if you're not part of the Discord, join it. Link is down in the description of this video. It's basically just a 24/7 live chat, which is awesome, and we have a lot of the supposed time travelers we've interviewed and other people we've interviewed are on that Discord, so if you want to get in contact with them, that's the best way to do it, and Noah's on the Discord as well. So thank you so much, Travis. Another super chat from Priscilla Melissa. Priscilla asks, how many rings do the Oakland Raiders have?
Oakland Raiders. I'm pretty sure I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. I wish I could know. I'm pretty sure that's the sports team, right?
Yeah, football team.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem. But thank you, Priscilla, for the super chat. We really do appreciate it. Thank you, Noah. Mr. AK asks, what is that other Bitcoin that you mentioned? Bitcoin Sharp?
Bitcoin, I think it's Bitcoin Store. Bitcoin Shop or Bitcoin Store. I don't remember. I just know it ended with Bitcoin Shop or Bitcoin Store.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, it is one of the biggest ones. I'm pretty sure it's under Litecoin and Ethereum, but it's one of the biggest ones.
Interesting. Stormtrooper Stormy, thank you so much for the super chat. Stormtrooper Stormy, literally just put a tongue emoji as her super chat. Really appreciate it, Stormy. Not sure what that indicates, but really do appreciate the super chat. Noah, what are your thoughts on this?
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yes.
Well, thank you, Stormy. It's always great to have some humor in the stream. Denise Leslie, thank you for the super chat. Denise says, I need a refund, LOLOLOL. Call or deal me for a mind blower video or 3. Yeah, I'll definitely try to get in contact with you, Denise. I'll try to get Noah in contact with you as well. Denise, thank you for another super chat saying email. So email would be the best. Got it. I'll send you an email. Thank you so much, Denise, for the super chats. Travis McIntyre says, is relaying a super chat from Cosmos Girl. Cosmos Girl asks, self-driving cars, will they be used everywhere more than now? And hey, Noah.
Hey, what's up? And self-driving cars are being perfected in the future. They are already, they're used a lot in the future, but mostly, like, people that, on the lower level of wealth can't really get them, but, average person can probably get one, a little above average, but, yeah, there are self-driving cars, and they're actually really good, but they're just trying to perfect them so they can just do more than just highways and, basic, roadways, and they're just, trying to see if they can, do everything.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see the future of self-driving cars. But yeah, thank you, Travis, for the question. Thank you, Noah. Another super chat from Von Fumes. Ezekiel on Discord. Thank you, Ezekiel. Ezekiel left a donation saying, insert free chat question here. So we're going to actually be choosing... Ezekiel, you're really a saint. Thank you so much. He actually wants us to choose a question from the live chat. So guys, if you have any questions for Noah, I know there's a little bit of delay on these live streams, a couple seconds or whatever. So if you're hearing this right now, leave your question right now in the live chat. If you're watching this live, leave a question in the live chat, and we're gonna actually pick your question. We're gonna pick a non-super chat question. So just leave your question in the live chat right now if you're hearing this. I'm going to wait a couple seconds since I know there's a couple second delay. And while everybody's putting in their questions, I'm going to ask you this next super chat question, Noah, from Jesus is God, asking, how long were you back in 2030?
Back in 2030, so I was saying, I said I was there for 4.5 months, sorry.
So you're there for 4.5 months. So now hopping back up to Ezekiel's donation. Thank you so much, Ezekiel. He actually wants us to choose a live, a question from the live chat. So I see all the live chat questions are coming in here. So I'm going to scroll up. Well, first off, Noah, do you have any live chat questions that you see that look good? Do you have the live chat open right now?
Yeah, I have it open. Let me check.
Okay.
Let me find an interesting one.
Okay. If you would like, I see some interesting ones here too, but if you see any interesting ones, don't be afraid to speak up.
What about, let me see, sorry, I'm still looking.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry, this is, I think I have to scroll up, and I'm going to scroll up and see which ones I can find. 5, 4,
okay.
3, 2, 1, let's go. I'm trying to look for, okay, what about flying cars? I didn't see who said it, but what about flying cars? Basically, flying cars do not exist in the future. There are only electric cars. There are still, people still use gas all the time, but electric cars are like the new future cars that we use, and self-driving cars as well. We self-drive. Anybody, like I said, anybody above average can self-drive. But that is it. And someone asked, is there a cure to cancer? No, there's not a cure to cancer. There's many forms of cancer, but there is,
And
multiple cancers.
And I see a really interesting one here from Aaron in the live chat. Thank you, Aaron, for the question. Aaron asks, this is a non-super chat question, by the way. Thank you, Ezekiel. Aaron asks, do you know anything about bioprinted technology? What is the future of that?
Bioprinted. So are they telling me like basically printing? I want to get this right.
Yeah, printing organs, like 3D printing biological systems. Yeah.
Well, basically, printing organs and everything. It is not improved too much. They're just getting started, and from what I've known, that they've already got a couple successful ones, but already, but those were just pure out of luck and everything. But they're they haven't implanted them, but they've got a good one. They've gotten like good good organs and everything. But they still haven't done an implant or anything. From what I've known, I'm pretty sure they might have. I'm not sure about it, but that's kind of the future of it now.
Got it. Thank you so much, Ezekiel, for letting us, and thank you, Aaron, for the question. Stormtrooper Stormy is relaying a question from our Discord server from Sonic. Sonic asks, when will human robots be available to buy?
Basically, human robots aren't available in 2030, but there will be in the future, I'm pretty sure. But now in 2030, you cannot buy human robots for a cheap price. I'm pretty sure that they cost overall. I think cheapest human robot you can get, because they're still working on them and everything, could probably be cheapest one you could probably get is 100,000. That's
Are they like those humanoid robots, like the Asimo robot made by Hondo, where they perform household chores and tasks and everything?
No, not really.
Okay.
They're still trying to improve on the robots and everything.
Okay. Well, thank you, Stormy, for relaying the question. You're a saint as well. Thank you so much, Stormy. We really do appreciate it. Another super chat from Walter Nodge saying, thanks again for your feedback. What can you tell me about all Americans will receive a microchip implant by 2018?
No, there won't be every American will receive a microchip implant. It's not even that in 2030. But basically, I can now I sound like an idiot right now.
Yeah, no problem.
I used to say that all the time when I was doing these streams. Now I'm getting nostalgia. But there in 2030, people are now trying to get chips and stuff, but it's not successful yet. But yeah, they're still trying to work on them and everything. But they don't have in 2018. Everyone does not have a microchip.
Okay, and he also said, what authenticates your microchip from the Americans since you time traveled?
Mine is kind of mine's not for microchip. It has identification. Sorry, but basically it has identification, but it also is there for helping me time travel, because it is an important part. Because when I time travel, I need body implants to do it, because you can't just step in a time machine and do it. You have to have the specific body implants. So a lot of people assume, oh yeah, you can take me into the future, but you need to get these body implants to do it. But basically, but what happens is that's why mine is unique.
I see. Another super chat from the Rising Dawn, Vernon Lee Hughes, asking, is the USA in an alliance with the aliens from 2030?
Yeah, they are. So, the aliens are aliens. So they're practically allies with the whole world, except for some religions that's saying that they must be dealt with and everything. But aliens are America is allies with them.
Okay, well that's a good thing, and it's a good thing that they're not waging war on the planet. If they can travel from light years away, you can only imagine the damage that they could do. But thank you for the question. Another question from the Dark 761 asking, are you sure it wasn't Bitcoin Cash, not Bitcoin Sharp?
Yeah. Sorry, I think I remembered it wrong. It probably is Bitcoin Cash.
Which makes sense. Sure. It makes sense to associate cash with store or Sharp.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for clearing that up. The Dark 761. Another super chat from Priscilla Melissa. Priscilla asks, do you know Roman Garcia or Israel Romeo Garcia?
they talking about like a place?
I'm not exactly sure. I think they're talking about a name.
I know Roman, who was my who's basically my, well, not, he was not my only partner, but he was one of my partners when I was time traveling.
I see. But yeah, you're not aware of any Israel Romeo Garcias?
No.
Okay.
No, not really.
Well,
I'm
thank
sorry.
you. Well, thank you for the super chat, Priscilla. Thank you, Noah. Asian player asks, when is the next Avengers movie name?
I'm not sure what the next Avengers movie name is. I barely watch Avengers. Like I said, I know that like one of the next Marvel movies is about some girl with like luck or something. That's like an action movie.
Okay.
But the next Avengers movie, I'm not sure the timeline. I'm pretty sure it's like I'm pretty sure the next one is like the last one because I don't remember an Avengers movie. But the last one I remember was about some. I'm like trying to think on the top of my head, but I really can't.
Yeah, no problem at all. And thank you, Asian player, for the super chat. We appreciate it. Walter Modge also says, to be upright and meek, Noah, your explanations aren't that elaborate, but I still appreciate your feedback. What can you tell me about the achieved conscious transfer evolvement that occurred this year?
I have no idea what they're talking about. Let's be honest here.
Okay. An achieved conscious transfer evolvement. I'm not exactly sure what that is referencing either. So I'm gonna do a quick Google search. Achieved conscious transfer evolvement. Search with Google, and let's see exactly what they're saying. How does consciousness evolve? I don't see anything related to that, but thank you. And he also asks, can you obtain immortality in the future?
Oh no, not yet. You cannot obtain immortality in the future. I wish I could say yes, but no, not yet. But hopefully it'll come out. I haven't heard from any time travelers directly that immortality when it like is achieved, but hopefully it does come out after 2030 because. It would be great to just live forever because I really never want to die.
Has the human lifespan increased by the year 2030?
By like a couple years, but that's it.
Couple years. So we are on that path, and if a technology does continue to increase exponentially, it can be reasonable to assume that we will in fact have we might even achieve immortality, because I heard that there's some genes that you might even be able to get rid of or add in the human body that would actually be able to reverse time, and you do some sort of Benjamin Button scenario where you age and then you age back a little bit and everything. Who knows what the consequences of that would be, and who knows if that will ever be implemented, but it's very fascinating to say the least. But thank you so much, Walter, for the super chat. We really appreciate it. Really, I'm really grateful. God bless you, Walter. Another super chat from Uzlan Field saying, is the East Bay area under the water after the 2022 California earthquake?
There is no 2022 California earthquake. I said earlier, sorry. I said cake for a second. But no, there's no earthquake. I'm sorry about that. If you were expecting that, or if you hopefully it's a good thing for you, but no, there's no earthquake 2022.
Okay. And does Kim Jong-un bomb Hawaii in February of 2019?
I can't really say.
Or March of 2019.
Oh no, he does not bomb March of 2019.
Okay.
But, yeah, but I don't really want to say more of that because I might call it a paradox or something.
Okay. And he also asks, when is the next depression?
There's no depression in 2030 or like during that time. So
okay.
I'm not sure about that, but you can know for sure that's not going to happen before 2030.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Uzlan Field, for the super chat. We really appreciate it. Walter Modge also says, thank you so much for another super chat, Walter, by the way. But he says, what can you tell us? What can you also tell me about cloning and transhumanistic developments in accordance to gene slicing with animals and humans?
Well, basically, we're still working on cloning. We're not there yet because it is a really hard process to do.
Cloning humans?
Yeah, cloning humans.
Okay.
it's really, and it's also hard to clone animals, to be exactly like them with their same mind and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But we're still trying to work on cloning humans and making them exactly like the same person and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I saw a Walter also says I've seen a credible date, but do you know Noah? So apparently Walter knows or he has a credible date of when I guess transhumanistic cloning or gene slicing. Will we be able to edit our genes, so to speak? I know we can do it to some degree now, but will we be able to like give us desirable future features or change the way we look via splicing our genes?
Yeah. We're just starting on that.
Interesting.
Yeah, we're just starting on that, and we're exactly like what you said. We can only do it to some degree.
Mm-hmm. Denise Leslie, thank you so much for another super chat. Denise gave, it looks like, the link to her YouTube channel. So thank you so much, Denise. I'll be sure to check that out for sure. All these super chats, by the way, are saved, so I'll be able to check it out after the live stream is over. I'll check it out, Denise. Thank you. No Cortez asks, can we clone humans in the future or animals?
We're already able to clone animals right now. I don't
Yeah,
know,
we can.
but humans, we're
Yeah,
still working.
we can clone dogs. I know the first animal ever cloned was a sheep, Dolly the sheep, but yeah. Or it might have been the first mammal ever cloned, but in I think 1991.
Yeah, well, we're still working on cloning humans, and we're even trying to work on like making it so they're like they might have the same mind or something. But
that would be incredible.
So far, we're still working on making them the exact same person when they're cloned.
Mm-hmm, including their mind, which would be pretty advanced because there's so many complex neural pathways inside the human brain, and if you could do that, you could effectively live forever if you upload your consciousness to the computer. But the question arises: is that actually you when you upload yourself to the computer? In my opinion, I think that would be a copy of you. Which is interesting to know that something of you would go on to live forever, but is it really you? Jonathan Jones asks, is PlayStation doing well in 2030?
PlayStation, yeah, it's because Sony's still big, but they still are there still are somewhere there. I'm not sure what the newest console they've released is. I know that they've done a lot of stuff with VR. But yeah, I wasn't really able to look at a bunch of entertainment in the future since I was so busy all the time.
Okay. Mage Master 025 asks, what is Israel and Palestine? What is the state of those in the future?
Well, basically it lasts forever, but in 2030, Israel is mostly the biggest one now. It's still continuing like what it is now, except Israel, from what it seems like, Israel is still just treating them bad and everything. But
interesting. Promise Johnson, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate it. Winston Ashley, thank you so much. Winton asks, will there be any more live chats with you, Noah?
Of course there will. Because this is like what I feel like. This is the reason why I came back in the first place. Is yeah, because I really wanted to, I felt like this was my purpose, and I'm like, I came all the way into the future for it's kind of ironic because the thing is, I was like, when I was in the future, I was like, oh yeah, finally I'm back. This is what I've been talking about on the streams, how I wanted to do so badly. But now I realize that from all those times, I really actually wanted to stay here because like. I should have known that I really wanted to stay back on Earth, and it actually feels kind of relieving because now I don't want anything. Now I just am enjoying the now and enjoying doing my purpose, I guess.
Yeah, and you got to see your family again. And will there be any trouble for you getting back into the future when you do choose to do so?
I'm not sure if I ever will. Actually, I think I might just stay here.
Can you contact your family from here?
No, not really, but I might try, maybe. I might see if I can.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. But thank you, Winton, so much for the super chat. Another super chat from Priscilla Melissa. Thank you again, Priscilla. Priscilla asks, tell us about the Kardashians in 2030.
Well, Kardashians in 2030. Well, Kim Kardashian, she, I don't want to say, this might be really mean and everything to say,
Okay.
but she came out saying that she actually has taken, surgery and everything in the future. So,
Like plastic surgery?
yep, plastic surgery.
Okay.
I didn't want to really specify, but yeah, she came out with that, and she like basically said, admitted it in the future.
Well, thank you, Priscilla, for the question. Thank you, Noah. Promise Johnson, thank you so much for the super chat. Promise Johnson asks, how are autism studies going?
Well, they still haven't, made any, they're still working on it. There's no, like, huge advancements. It's like, how to describe it? They haven't really gotten anywhere really with it. I'm sorry if you can, like, if you get that, but they're like, they're still trying to make medication and everything for it. They've got, I mean, I guess they've gotten huge strides, just not, as other medicines. Like they've been able to, make it so it's like, I don't want to be like rude by saying this, but more containable and stuff, like, so medicine will work like easier to calm down a child or something that have autism, I guess you could say, or the forms they have.
Well, thank you, Promise Johnson. Thank you, Noah. And hopefully, everything goes well in regards to curing certain things. But thank you so much. Chrome Dome asks, can you give us some insight on Trump's meeting with Kim Jong-un? Is this one of the reasons why you say that Trump is reelected?
Yeah, basically because of, I'm pretty sure the reason why I don't know much about this incident because due to it being old to me, but I remember a big reason why he was becoming president is because he was seen as, preventing the war, but it's kind of ironic because it does happen though.
I see. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat, Chrome Dome. We really appreciate it. Derek Scott, thank you so much for the super chat. Derek asks, when are aliens disclosed?
Aliens are disclosed around 28. That's when I've said it.
Same year you claimed that that time travel is going to be invented too.
Yeah. I think they announced them before, like time travel aliens, because the government is like getting things off their back and everything.
I see. Probably because the public was being aware of stuff without them knowing. Was that the case?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for the question. Derek, thank you, Noah, for the answer. Stormtrooper Stormy, thank you so much for the super chat. Stormy is relaying a question from Banzetruz, asking, hi, Noah, is Catalonia being a new country in Europe? Because right now they're claiming their independence from Spain.
I'm sorry, I don't know much about that. I wish I could say, but not really. I wish I could say.
Okay. Well, do you know of any new countries in the future that might gain independence that you can think of off the top of your head?
Let me think. Sorry, it's taking me so long. I got one. It's at the tip of my...
Okay.
Probably, yeah, Puerto Rico, I know for sure. Yeah, I think it's Puerto Rico. It was
Puerto Rico. You think they're going to gain
Rico.
I mean, they do gain their independence from the U.S.? Because they're United States territory right now.
Yeah, I know. But Puerto Rico, yeah, they gained their, independence.
That's incredible. Well, thank you, Stormy, for the super chat. Thank you for relaying the question from Bands of Truth. That's really fascinating. Thank you, Noah. Ian J, thank you so much for the super chat. Ian asks, how can time travel benefit the world?
We've been able to grow faster with time travel and everything, but I don't understand why it's not made public, because then we could grow even faster with it. But because obviously we go into the past, we realize our mistakes, and we use those to our advantage in the future. That's what it really is. A lot of people think that time travel is like, that we're going in the future and stealing their ideas. No, we're actually taking the past, realizing our mistakes that we haven't been able to figure out, and then we're using it to our advantage, or things we weren't able to study.
Well, that's a good thing.
We basically, yeah, like if you study the cartel, you're studying parts of the cartel that we couldn't have been at that time seeing it and everything.
Well, that's great to hear, and that there are some actual benefits. Winton Ashley, thank you so much for another super chat. Winton says, my body requires sleep. Good night, good night, all. I think we all require sleep, unless in the future do we not require sleep?
No, not in 2030.
Okay.
Not yet. I wish though.
Yeah, I wish
I've
too.
been
I mean, I could get so much more done if I didn't have to sleep. But you need sleep, and it's great that. I hope you have a good night, Winton. Thank you so much for the super chat. Another super chat from Walter Nodge. Thank you so much, Walter, for another one. Walter says immortality is here. Search this up, Apex TV. Psychosec carbon human sleeves. I'll look it up. Walter, thank you. He says, this accomplishment is legitimate. You can transfer your consciousness to another body. Did you know this, Noah?
I've heard of it, but no, immortality is not yet in 2030. I don't know what they're talking about. I've heard of methods, the way they're like, there's numerous methods of the way they say they could do it, but no, I have not heard of it because
no,
I
proven.
think it's not true. Yes, it's not enforced or figured out how they can do it yet.
Well, it could exist within secret factions of certain industries or whatever. So that is interesting. And thank you, Walter, for pointing that out. I'll look it up. Walter Nodge says, and God bless you too, brother. Apex TV, whatever you'd like. Whatever you'd like, we can fellowship, brother. Yeah, thank you so much, bro. We really appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Walter. The Dark 761, thank you so much for the super chat. The Dark 761 says, Zach Throne says, why are you running from the 2030? Says you have treason charge against you. You should also ask your model number of his time travel device. So what's the model number of the device you use to time travel?
I'm not sure. I think I need to check it or something, but I don't see how that can be good for I don't see how that could be I guess good for, like, I don't know what we could do for the information. And the reason I escaped is because I felt like there's no reason for me to just stay there because I had no purpose.
Okay. So that's the reason you escaped. You're not running from any treason charges.
No, I wasn't running from any.
Because what you did, you say it wasn't illegal, but they're looking at you in a really bad light, and they're spreading all kinds of crap about you on the media in the future.
Yeah, because I guess it was kind of like a loophole, because I took it to the next step, and there was no law about it. Because most people, when they go back in time to say that they're a time traveler from the future, they don't take it to like the next step, and because I've spread the message so much, but so when they do it, it's not really ever seen as like oh, we should make a law of this. But when I did, they made a law because of how far it went to do it.
I see. Well, thanks for the super chat, the Dark 7061. Jonas Hedquist asks, how much for a kebab in the future, like at a kebab place?
I'm not sure. I wish I could know, but I've never really eaten much kebabs.
Okay. And I assume that would depend on which country and everything as well. So that, yeah. Well, thank you, Jonas, for the question, and thank you, Noah. Aditya Sinha asks, is marijuana legalized in India by 2030?
Oh yeah, I've heard it is. So I'm pretty sure because I've heard it somewhere. I forgot. But I know that marijuana is legalized in India, so if you can see how that whatever you want, but if it's good or bad, but yeah, it's legalized.
Okay. Another super chat from Mar1 saying, thanks for coming back in 2030. How is Microsoft ranked in 2030?
I'm not sure, but it's really. Are they talking about how good the company is?
I assume yes.
Yeah, well, it's doing really great in the future. That's just all I can say. I'm not sure the exact statistics and everything. There are time travelers who focus on economy, but I'm not really one of them.
Yeah, so Microsoft does still exist, and it is apparently a good company. Well, thank you, Mar1, for the super chat. We really appreciate it. Mr. AK, thank you so much for the super chat. Mr. AK asks, is Alzheimer's cured by the year 2030? That's a great question.
Not yet. It hasn't been cured by the year 2030.
Are there any things that could slow the progression of it or anything by 2030?
Well, yeah, they're still trying to work on it and everything, but they've made a bunch of so far they haven't found anything that could they could guess. They found that early preventions and everything, but they haven't found anything that can, stop it right at the moment,
I see. Thank you so much for the super chat, useless O slash. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Stormtrooper Stormy is relaying a question from Goliath. Thank you so much, Stormy. Goliath asks, you said there is a future war with Korea, but there's likely to be peace with North and South Korea because of the treaty. How do you explain this?
Oh yeah, I've already mentioned this earlier, but basically, it's they've got each other's throats in a couple of years or something.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but yeah, but they do get back at each other's throats. And I think that I'm starting to realize, like, it's not like how I remembered it, so there might be a chance. I don't want to say it because, I don't want to, just put all my eggs in a basket and say that paradoxes don't exist. But there's a chance that that paradoxes don't exist because I don't remember it being that way. So it could have been changed, the timeline.
Because of you?
Yeah, well, butterflies are butterfly effect is so big because the one thing that's amazing in this world is butterfly effect. Like you look at a bunch of things. Like think about it this way: I want to be here right now if my parents took an extra day to make me. And I want to be I want to have time traveled back to do and say all this if my parents and then it just took one extra day to make me.
It's crazy to think about, and if we did one thing different, maybe you would have never contacted us. There's so many things that could have happened, and the butterfly effect is definitely a huge influence on the world. But yeah, thanks so much for the super chat, Stormtrooper Stormy. And like you said, Noah, according to you, North and South Korea, even though they did sign this peace treaty now, they start getting back at each other. They start getting mad at each other again.
Yeah, basically.
Interesting. Well, thanks for the question, Goliath. Thank you, Stormy. Useless O asks, who wins the 2018 World Cup, and does an asteroid mining ever take place?
The 2018?
Yeah, the 2018 World Cup. Who wins?
Asteroid. I don't know, but sorry, I don't know much about sports, guy. As that, but asteroid mining, we've in the 2030. I think that we've done a bunch of times. But
really,
yeah.
I heard like the first people who are going to mine asteroids might even be the first trillionaires, because there's a lot of rare earth metals that are actually on those asteroids, and if we could just mine it, they're full of them. Because the way that we get a lot of our metals, especially very rare metals, we get them from asteroids that actually fall and hit Earth. I think they classify them as meteorites then, but we actually get it from there. So if we could actually mine an asteroid in space, there's trillions of dollars of opportunity within one single asteroid. I watched a YouTube video about it. It's really fascinating.
Yeah, I know. I know a lot. I guess I know a little bit about that. But yeah, they are basically they are taking place in the future, and it's like
That's
at that
amazing.
point where they just started, and yeah, there's a bunch of opportunity for trillions. We're actually like close to getting our first trillionaire too.
That's amazing. Could you say who?
Jeff Bezos. He's like really.
That's actually what I heard.
He's really close.
Founder of Amazon.
Yeah, but he's not the one who got into space though. So.
Okay.
He's basically SpaceX. It's like prevalent now, but basically, it's the one that's kind of caused the asteroid mining thing.
Oh, cool. Well, yeah, thank you for the input. Thank you for the question. Another question from Walter Modge. Walter asks, what can you tell me about the firmament? The firmament? Firmament is the heavens or the sky, especially regarded as a tangible thing. What can you tell me about the firmament? NASA released disclosure on the truth about the flat Earth and its firmament and chemtrailing being legit.
Oh, no. NASA has never released flat Earth things, and chemtrails, they haven't said that they exist. I'm not sure. We're still trying to figure that out. What was their... Oh, they said something about firmament?
Yeah. Yeah, firmament.
Nothing about that really, but Earth is round from what I know.
Okay. But yeah, that's really interesting, and I would love to even maybe do a flat Earth debate on this channel, maybe a live stream or something with some people who think that Earth is flat and some who think it's round. We could do maybe a Google Hangouts or something where people could debate, and I can moderate. And again, based off what I saw, I think the Earth is round. Based on what I've seen, but again, I have a very open mind. So if anybody presents me with any amount of with a sufficient amount of evidence, I am open to always changing my mind. But currently, as it stands, off of what I've seen, I think the Earth is round too. But yeah, thanks for the super chat, Walter. We appreciate it. Mr. AK asks, can you get drunk and do a live stream?
That'd be actually very interesting to see. But you guys shouldn't take my word for anything I say on there. Just so you guys know.
Yeah, and I have a feeling if you did that, people would be tuning into the live stream live, and then they would be like they'd just be asking normal questions, and they wouldn't know that you were intoxicated. So yeah, I don't know if that's a great idea, but it would definitely be entertaining. But thank you for the super chat, Mr. AK. Another super chat from Priscilla. Priscilla asks, tell us about the education system from kindergarten to 12th grade.
Well, it's kind of the same so far. I'm sorry, I accidentally hit my mic. But,
yeah, no problem.
Basically, it's kind of the same, but they're actually considering removing a grade due to the fact that they're seen as unnecessary so far.
Oh,
so
really?
There might be only 11 grades. Some schools are actually doing that already. They're actually allowed to be able to do that. It's actually crazy.
In 2018?
Yeah, no, not 2018, in 2030.
Oh, in 2030, got it. Yeah, that's incredible. So, yeah, thanks for the input, Noah. Thank you, Priscilla, Melissa. We appreciate it. iSoccer TV asks, who wins the World Cup in 2018?
The World Cup in 2018, I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I wish I could say, but I don't really know sports. Guys, stop asking me questions about sport.
Yeah,
I don't really know them.
Yes, no problem, Noah, and thank you so much for the super chat, iSoccer TV. Really appreciate it. Stormtrooper Stormy is really in a question from Corey from the Discord. Thank you so much, Stormy. You're a saint. Corey asks, do you have a memory of a large catch? He will know what I mean.
A large catch.
I don't know. I don't understand this, but apparently, if you have a memory of a large catch, he will know what I mean. From Corey says that.
No, I don't. I wish I could say something about it, but no, I don't know what you mean.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for the super chat, Stormy. Thank you, Corey. Jonas Hedquist asks, is autism going to be an epidemic in the future?
Not really. There's nothing bad about it. It's not an epidemic. It's like not as bad as it is now. So,
dude, but
fine.
Is there? Would you say autism is less prevalent or more prevalent in the future?
Less prevalent.
Yeah, that's very good. And thank you, Jonas, so much for the question, the great question. Arc Server 241 Xbox One asks, Noah, what is supposed to happen on December 1st, 2018?
December 1st, 2018. I don't know. I don't remember anything happening on December 1st, 2018. Does that have to do with something, or?
I'm not sure. Let me look up if that something prevalent is supposed to happen on there. I remember in April 28th and April 18th, something was supposed to happen. Oh, April 28th was just yesterday. Apparently, like, the world was supposed to end or aliens were supposed to invade. I put out a tweet saying, who else is patiently waiting for the aliens to invade? But apparently nobody did. I mean, no aliens didn't invade, unless they did while we were sleeping, and they plugged us all into a virtual reality. Who knows? But yeah, I just looked up 2018. I don't see anything on Google about anything that's supposed to happen. But yeah. Well, thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate it. Another super chat from Priscilla Melissa asking, is Trump dead yet, and how does he die?
He dies in 2023, and it's basically he doesn't. Sorry, I'm like trying to
Yeah, no problem.
word what they said, but they basically yeah, he's dead before 2030. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he is dead yet in 2030. But yeah, and he also I don't really want to say it, but he dies from a stroke. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy how a billionaire can just die like that
Mm-hmm.
sometimes. I
It's
don't know.
I've actually always thought about that. Like, no matter how much money you have, health is very important and everything. But yeah, thank you so much, Priscilla, for the super chat. Thank you, Noah. Another super chat from Mr. AK. Thank you so much. It looks like we've reached the end of all the super chats so far. Noah, how much time do you have going forward now?
A good 20 minutes or 30 minutes. That'll be great.
Another 20-30 minutes. That sounds great. So if you guys have any questions, leave a super chat on this live stream right now, and we'll ask Noah your question live. So while we're waiting for anybody to send a super chat, I have a couple questions. So you came from 2030. Is there anything that you told us about 2030 that you went back, that you were kind of unsure of, and you went back to 2030 that you've confirmed?
So you mean like that known as like false that I've kind of like lied, like not lied about, but
Well,
said
yeah,
untruths
mistaken or anything, or is there anything that
something.
you've cleared up about that you've told us was going to happen by 2030 that you went back and you looked through the history books and you saw how it really happened?
Oh yeah. I think I said the price of Bitcoin wrong. That far, but a little wrong. What else?
Yeah,
We
because I remember
think.
you saying about 50K before. I think you gave an exact amount. I'm not sure what you said, but now you say it's more closer to actual 50,000.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember much of the stuff that I said because it was about 4 months ago, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, or more than like 4.5 months ago, somewhere around there. Then, but sorry, I just don't know much
Yeah, no
of
problem at all. And if you guys have
I
any
said.
questions right now to ask Noah live, there's actually no wait on the question. So if you have a super chat, send it right now, and you will get your question asked immediately. Thank you so much, Clark Maliak, for the super chat. If you have any questions, leave them as part of the super chat. But thank you so much for the super chat. We really do appreciate it, Clark. So if you guys have any questions, leave a super chat right now. I'm going through the questions here. Some non-super chat questions. Here's one from Rashka Kulami saying, "Can you tell me about India, Noah?"
India. I've said earlier in the stream that marijuana is legalized before 2030. And India,
Mm-hmm.
basically, India. Let me think. It actually is getting really developed and really Americanized. Like if you go there, sometimes you actually like in some points of there, you actually believe it's America. It's like America.
It's
It's
getting
kind of like evolving to a version.
it's getting
Yeah,
re- it's
it's
getting
getting
really
Americanized, but
developed.
it's getting to. Yeah, and it's getting to that point where it's like America, but with just Indians. It's kind of getting
Mm-hmm.
diverse too. Now if you go to India, you'll see more than just Indians.
I see. So it is becoming more diverse, and you say it becomes more developed. Another super chat from Boxing Fanatic asking, "Is Tupac still alive? And if so, what year does he make his return?"
No, Tupac is not still alive.
Well, as far as you
he,
know.
yeah, as far as he is now, he could be cloning in the future. You never know. So that's kind of cool.
Even past 2030, but yeah, who knows. But thank you so much for the super chat, Boxing Fanatic. Thank you, Noah. Denise Leslie, thanks so much for another super chat. Denise says, "Please ask Noah what he brings to help humanity in 2018."
Well, I think the most helpful thing I bring to help humanity. I mean, well, not like I guess it could be info because I know a bunch of natural disasters, but
Mm-hmm.
basically there's like I'm scared of paradoxes though, so I don't know if I ever do
Yeah.
bring any. If I did bring something helpful for humanity, why would I give it? Because then it could cause a paradox, and the whole universe could be like ripped in a shred or something, or how paradoxes are created. We have a limited idea on what a paradox is.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that sounds like a less than desirable outcome. But thank you, Denise, so much for the super chat. Thank you, Noah. Mr. AK asks, "Are drone deliveries common by the year 2030?"
Yeah, they're more common than they are now. Drone deliveries in the future, in popular cities, you can easily get them. Like in any popular city, it's just easy to get one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it probably comes with everything. There's a pizza company that just started doing it. Pizza Hut and Domino's both started
Cool.
doing it with drones. It's only available in a couple of cities.
Mm-hmm.
They're just experimenting with it. They've also actually have automatic trucks that just go by and deliver pizza to in popular places.
So self-driving.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
They're more common though. They're more common than drones.
I see.
But that's it. Basically.
Yeah, that's a great question, Mr. AK. Thank you so much for the super chat. We appreciate it. Another super chat from Stormtrooper Stormy. Thank you, Stormy, so much. Stormy says, now that you are staying in our present time, what do you want to do with your life?
Well, the reason why I came back here in the first place was to talk more about time travel, because I feel like that's kind of my purpose. Because I feel like I strongly believe that everybody has a purpose in life, right? And that I feel like when I was in the future and I was oh yeah, I'm here again, that I just had no purpose at all. So I feel like I should just go back and and then talk about time travel and see it, because I've a lot of people have been able to hear my story, and I'm glad about that. Even in the end, I've been able to do so much good and know that people will because the power is to the people, right? The government doesn't have the power; it's the people. And that
even though you were chastised for saying it in the future.
Yeah, that's because people were getting the wrong info about it and everything. There was so much lies spread about me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
because they don't want other people doing the same thing.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure it was the government laid less on me. It was more of the people that were just coming up with the lies.
Media outlets.
Yeah, because they wanted to make a big deal out of it, and it was a big deal for a while.
I totally understand. Well, thank you for the super chat, Stormy. Great question. Thanks for the answer, Noah. Michelle Edwards asks, "We're in your future now. How if we are here?"
I'm confused what they're asking.
Yeah, I don't really understand either. We are in your future now. How if we are here? I think she's essentially saying, how are we in your future? Is there multiple timelines, or how are we part of the future that you're describing? Are we going to have an influence on the future that you went back to? Because apparently what you're saying, by what I've gathered, you actually did have an influence, and then you were being chastised for when you went back in 2030, correct?
Yeah. You guys had a big influence on my time. Well, yeah, I think you guys are directly involved with the future, because when I went to the future, basically, it was how do I describe it? I even searched up Apex in the future, but I'm not gonna say what happens to you guys or where you guys went, because that could start something like a paradox. But a bunch of stuff. I've realized that you guys you guys do exist in my future. If that
really
makes sense.
Could you give us any information about Apex? Because obviously this is one of the things I'm most interested in. What's the future of Apex TV and everything? Obviously, we'll try our hardest to bring new videos and everything. But could you give us anything regarding the future of Apex TV?
Well, you guys kind of branded out more than now, but you guys basically are better than you guys are now. But I'm not gonna give too much detail on it.
Okay, I see.
You guys own more. You guys own more companies than just Apex, I guess.
Oh, that's awesome.
You guys own media, but it's not not named Apex or anything.
Oh, cool. Wait, our own medium? Media, got it. Well, yeah, that's.
I mean, it's yeah, but it's not extremely successful. But it's doing pretty well.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, and thank you so much, Michelle, for the question. Thank you, Noah. Another super chat from Light and Darkness asking, how did the Destiny franchise end?
Destiny franchise, I'm not sure. I wasn't really into entertainment in the future because I was working so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was able to trying to get as much as information as I was able to when I went back in the future.
Are you
But
aware
I'm
of
sorry.
what the Destiny franchise is? Is that a video game or a movie or?
It's a video game. I know
Oh,
what it
okay.
is. But no, I don't know how it ended. I'm sorry. I've never even bought a game or played one.
Oh, okay. Well, no
Sorry.
problem. Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Light and Darkness, for the super chat. We really appreciate it. Another super chat from Walter Nodge. Thank you so much, Walter. Walter says flat Earth is true. First fact: there's a 10-year training camp for astronauts, and no one has ever accomplished it because the space food survival final test. I'll give more facts. Interesting. So he says flat Earth is true, which again I don't know, but based on what I've seen and all the evidence that I've seen, I think Earth is round. But obviously, I have an open mind, and I'm open to any other facts that you have. But thank you so much, Walter, for that. I'll look into it a little more. Thank you, Walter. Another super chat from Priscilla Melissa. Priscilla asks, does any disaster happen in California, Central Coast, the Central Coast of California?
The Central Coast of California. A little, but I don't want to say what it is. I'm sorry. I don't want to dox or anything about it.
Yeah, I understand. But thank you, Priscilla, for the super chat. We really do appreciate it. Another super chat from Connor Shannon. Thank you so much, Connor. Connor asks, is the household vacuum still around in 2030?
Yeah, of course it's still around. People use them all the time.
But do we use robot vacuums or?
Actually, a great question. But yeah, robot vacuums are used more than. You know, they're still they're still very uncommon as they are now. Only like in offices or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Connor, for the question. That's actually a really interesting question. Thank you, Noah. Ian J, thank you so much for the super chat. Ian asks, is diabetes cured in the future?
No, it's not cured in the future. It's like they're still working on it. They haven't really got anywhere with diabetes out of like a lot of things, but they have, of course, when I say they haven't got anywhere, they still have got some. It just compared to other things, but yeah, it's like it's basically like they found a way to make it easier, I guess. But yeah, that's what.
So they do it. They do make advancements and they improve it, but there's no like overall cures yet.
Yeah, no overall cures.
I see. Well, thank you so much for the super chat, Ian. Great question. Another super chat from Boxing Fanatic. Thanks again for another super chat. Asking, is Mars colonized by the year 2030?
Mars is colonized by the year 2030. I think I've said it multiple times before. But yeah. But I mean, it's like not people don't live there. Like it's like mostly for science use, like kind of like Antarctica. No one lives in Antarctica, but it's more for science use and everything.
I see.
No one's living there. Yeah.
Well, that's a great question. Hopefully, hopefully all the young people out there watching this, you might even be able to go to Mars by the time you die if it becomes commercialized and the prices go down and everything. And who knows what the future holds? And I think the future is going to be really exciting based off what you're saying, Noah, and see even farther into the future past 2030. But yeah, thank you, Boxing Fanatic. We appreciate it. Denise Leslie says, "What is your purpose? What do you have to offer or say?"
Like I feel like my purpose is to inform people about the government, time traveling, and how like I feel like that we can improve way much more as a race, the human race.
Mm-hmm.
If we had
I
people
agree.
being able to time travel, because only the government time traveling, we're improving ourselves, but we could improve so much more if we could have civilians time travel. And it's crazy that the government could just hide this from people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is amazing if what you're saying is true, how much they can hide. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat, Denise. Thank you, Noah. Walter Nodge, thanks so much for another super chat. Walter gives another, what he claims is another point of evidence that Earth is flat. He says, basically, the Earth is a flat disk protected by an invisible barrier called the firmament. It's a dome-like feature that also happens to be referenced in the Old Testament, so you know it's real. Well, that's really interesting. But could they be referencing maybe the atmosphere? I don't know. But yeah, that sounds really that's really fascinating. And yeah, I would love to do a debate between people who believe the Earth is flat or round. And again, I think the Earth is round based off what I've seen, but I have an open mind. But thank you so much, Walter, for sharing another point of evidence of what you think. Since you think the Earth is flat, that's really interesting. I'd love to learn more about it and everything. But thank you so much. A super chat from Mar1 asking, do you know anything related to the Kingdom of Morocco?
No, I'm sorry. I wish I could say it. I don't mean to be like hurrying this up or anything, but I think I'm getting a little tired now. So it's kind of it might start affecting my responses.
Memory recall.
I want to be I want to make sure that my responses are 100% correct, and I'm not like dazed and stuff, and that I'm gonna be saying false things that I'm just because I'm so tired. I'm trying to rush through them and everything.
Got it. Well, no problem. Thank you again for the super chat, Mar1. Known Industries, thank you so much for the super chat. They ask, do people still use phone apps? And have you heard of an app or company called Loads Incorporated? LOADZ?
No, I haven't heard of LOADZ Incorporated, but yeah, people still use apps all the time. They're as common as they are now. There are actually virtual reality apps that are just being started up that actually have a little bit of use. But yeah.
Interesting. Well, yeah, thanks for the super chat. And Walter Nodge, thanks so much for another super chat. Walter says another point of evidence that the Earth is flat is that Copernicus, of course, messed everything up by introducing his theory of heliocentrism. Flat earthers acknowledge that while Copernicus's math was right, he lacked the technology necessary to definitively prove his theory. Interesting point. I would love to learn more about this again. Heliocentrism. Players acknowledged that his math was right. He lacked the technology needed. So if Earth is really flat, that would mean that all the space agency stuff, that's all fake. Which it would seem like there's a lot of people in on that. Again, I don't know. I'm always open-minded and everything, but Noah, you say that commercial spaceflight is possible, and people still do say the Earth is round in 2030?
Yep, it's super common. I've even been out to space myself and seen, but
Wait, you did?
Yeah, but
you've been to space?
Yeah, I've said it before. I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow, I don't remember, but that's remarkable.
I mean, not space, but the atmosphere out there. But
you've been. You could see the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah, I could see the curvature, but
wow.
Some people might think that was like it might have been a false image or something, or a false video that I might have saw through the windows.
Yeah, they could have put
But I think you guys are entitled to your own opinions.
For sure. Yeah, thanks for the super chat, Walter. Another super chat from Clark Malik asking, do people eat monoatomic gold in the future?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
If you were expecting me to say something about it.
Okay, yeah, no problem, but thank you for the super chat, Clark. Really appreciate it. Lisa Greenfield asks, what about the opioid epidemic? Does 12-step programs get more popular to help others with a solution to the addiction of alcoholism?
They're trying to, but opioids are still killing people at a fast rate and everything. They're actually a huge reason why people are dying in the future. That's something that's actually decreasing our life expectancy like crazy. Once we figure out how to wait, and it's still lasting, the opioid epidemics. It's lasting for like a while, but like we're still trying to figure out how to get rid of it. And once we do, it'll be so much better.
Mr. Oliver 40 asks, do you know of a Grant Jansante or Justin Oliver?
I'm not sure. I'm sorry about that. I wish I could say yes, maybe, but I don't want to lie.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. But thank you, Mr. Oliver 40, appreciate it. Rabbi Schwam, thank you so much for the super chat, Rabbi, really appreciate it. Walter Nodge says, another point of evidence that the Earth is flat is that the Antarctic Treaty was put in place in 1961, making it off limits to wandering eyes. Okay, are you aware of anything regarding this, Noah?
I know that it's already it's expired. I'm pretty sure it expires before 2030. I'm not sure, but
Oh, the Antarctic treaty expires?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it expires. Or I was like wrong, but there's not much information I know about that. What he just said. That's kind of like a theory.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. But yeah, thank you, Walter. And Walter also says another point of evidence that the Earth is flat is that NASA covered all this up with fake evidence. Like, ship launches, they launch ships with no one in them, and if we were in a globe and satellites orbiting, it's cold as heck up there, so there should be tons of debris, right? Critical thinking. Definitely interesting point, Walter. I don't know what to say about that. I would have to look into it a little bit more myself, but based off what I saw, I think the Earth is round. I mean, so many people have gone to space, and how could that many people be in on this lie? That's just my current opinion. But obviously, again, I have an open mind. But yeah, thank you so much for the super chat, Walter. We really appreciate it. Bless you, brother. And another super chat from Stormtrooper Stormy. Stormy is relaying a question from Mechalos. Mechalos asks, do you know when we travel into a black hole?
No, I'm not sure. It's gonna happen before 2030. That's
wow, so they're gonna actually send a person into a black hole?
No. I mean
or a probe.
I'm sure we worded that. No, we haven't got into one yet. Sorry.
Okay, but do we send any probes into black holes or anything, or
no,
unmanned? Okay. Well, yeah, thanks for the super chat, Stormy. Thank you, Mechalos. Another super chat from Lisa Greenfield, asking, what about the opioid epidemic?
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier, but the opioid epidemic is still large. It is one of the reasons why we have a decreasing life expectancy. If we could just get rid of it, our life expectancy would go up so much higher. But yeah, that's why we only went up a couple of years in our life expectancy, because just the opioid epidemic is just there.
It decreases?
Yeah, no, it's still there and everything. That's why it's stunting the growth of everything.
Oh, I see. It stunts the growth of our life expectancy. Got it. Yeah, but thank you, Lisa, for the super chat. Really interesting. The Dark 7061 says Jack the Bounty Hunter is apparently looking for you, or Jake the Bounty Hunter is looking for you.
Oh yeah, I've heard about him before. Oh, Apex TV told me.
Yeah, there's some guy.
Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, but going on to the next super chat from Stormtrooper Stormy, relaying a question from our Discord server. By the way, guys, the Discord link in the description if you want to join us. Basically a 24/7 live chat. But Stormy is relaying a chat from the Discord from the Terriver, saying, does future Apex do an interview with you, or are they too good?
They never did an interview with me.
No, like in the future, did you do an interview with Apex TV?
No, I did not. I'm pretty sure you guys. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure you guys reported on you guys said something about the controversy that came out as me. You guys, I think not you guys, but I mean, yeah, not the media, but the channel itself.
Yeah.
The channel itself is doing a little good in the future. You guys just apologize and everything about
spreading your story.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that you guys have to deal with that in the future. If you're
I don't know why we would do that, but only time will tell to see what exactly comes out of this. But yeah, that's go ahead.
But like I said, you guys kind of rebrand, so not rebrand, but you guys kind of branch out in different areas now.
Well, I hope we don't become too corporate, but yeah. But thank you, Stormy, for the super chat. We really appreciate it. Luca0703 asks, can you tell us about something that will happen soon?
Let me think. Well, in 2019, there is a natural disaster. I have a paper of it. I will be able to show it next live stream if I can
Oh,
be able
wow.
to find it. I've written papers of it, so
Mm-hmm.
it'll be great.
That sounds fascinating. I'd love to see it. And I'm sure everyone else would love to see it as well. Denise Leslie says, I have proof of flat Earth. Text me with your info 100%. Again, Denise, I'll send you an email, or you can send me an email, apextv@mail.com. That's fascinating. Love to hear more about it. Connor Shannon, thanks so much for the super chat. Connor says, will there be any replacements for antibiotics in the future?
Not really. There like isn't much. Could you repeat that question first? Like I'm just make sure I'm answering right.
Will there be any replacement for antibiotics in the future?
No. There's no replacement for antibiotics. They're just
okay.
There's nothing really we can do.
Got it. Well, thanks so much for the super chat, Connor. Another super chat from Walter Nodge saying, what can you tell me about Eisenhower's conversations with extraterrestrials, fallen angels, and them being below the Euphrates River? But thanks, Noah, for your personal feedback.
I'm not sure about that. I have no idea.
Below the Euphrates River. That's fascinating. So, Walter, do you think that these extraterrestrial beings, are they actually within the river itself and like USOs, unidentified submerged objects? Or that sounds really fascinating. I'd love to look more into that. But you're not aware of Eisenhower's conversations with ETs, Noah?
No.
Okay, I've never heard of it either, but that sounds fascinating. Another super chat from Mr. AK. Thank you so much, Mr. AK. We appreciate it so much. Mr. AK asks, can Noah and Andrew Basiago do a live stream together? He already claimed that they time traveled in the 80s and invented teleportation to Mars, and he was part of it. So,
I'm sorry, who?
So Andrew Basiago also claims to be a time traveler. I've actually reached out to him, Mr. AK, and I've asked if he could do an interview with us. I haven't gotten any response from him. But Mr. AK, did Andrew Basiago say Noah was part of it? Are you aware of who Andrew Basiago is, Noah?
Not really.
Okay.
I've heard his. I think I've heard his name or something because I've been in the time traveling community. I've been part of this Apex TV thing for so long. I've kind of heard him.
Yeah. We've talked about him before. His story is really fascinating. But I'll send him another email because the last time I emailed him was a couple months ago. So I'll send him another email and I'll ask him, or if anybody else who is interested in seeing Andrew Basiago on the show, feel free to reach out to Andrew yourself, saying I'd love to see you on Apex TV or something. And yeah, that would be awesome. I'll try to email him as well. I think he's got a website. I'll look it up. But yeah, thank you, Mr. AK. Thank you, Noah. Thanks so much for the super chat, Strength of Heart. We appreciate it. Thank you, Sabrata, for the super chat. Sabrata 8BP, thank you so much. Chrome Dome, thanks so much. Chrome Dome asks, if you think Flat Earth is dumb, then press 1 and give Apex TV a like. So, Chrome Dome saying, if you think a Flat Earth is dumb, give Apex TV a like. I think everybody's entitled to their opinion, obviously, and like Noah said, yeah, we should all make up our own minds based off the evidence we've been presented. But yeah, I appreciate it, Chrome Dome. I appreciate the super chat, and I appreciate you telling people to give us a like on the stream. Really appreciate that. Another super chat from Rabbi Shwari. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sabrata BNP. Really appreciate it. Another super chat from Mr. AK. Mr. AK asks, does the Tesla car reach Mars orbit?
No, it does not. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
If you wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
if you expected something.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks for the input, Noah. Thank you, Mr. AK. Walter Nodge, thanks again for another super chat. Walter asks, Noah, what can you tell me about the electromagnetic portal that the elite have and the connection to the CERN?
CERN, I'm kind of tired, so I really don't know what that is right now. But
okay.
A portal that the elite have, I'm not sure about. A portal that higher ups have. I know the higher-ups can have access to time travel, though, and secrets like that.
Yeah. For everybody that doesn't know what CERN is, it's actually the European Organization for Nuclear Research, known formally as CERN, and and they have the largest particle physics laboratory. I think they actually have a particle accelerator, and they're trying to launch particles faster than light. But I think they're just testing the laws of physics, and so far by what they've seen, Einstein was correct in that particles can't actually go past the speed of light. But it's really interesting stuff. But yeah, thanks for the super chat, Walter Nodge. Thank you, Noah. Another super chat from Mr. Oliver 40 asking, who are the top 5 artists in 2030 in terms of rap?
Top 5. Like I said earlier, one of them was Lil Pump. One of them was named Revenue, I think.
Okay.
Like, it's spelled weird. I'm thinking I'm thinking about rap, Joyner Lucas, big one. He's pretty old now. But,
okay.
Who else? There's this guy who goes by Stephenson or something like that. He's more of a Kendrick Lamar of the future. If I kind of know who Kendrick Lamar is, that's what I'm kind of. These are like the people I'm thinking at the top of my head. Kind of tired, man. I think we should get past these kind of super chats.
Yeah, let's. Yeah, so we'll just finish up the super chats right here. Thanks to everybody who sent a super chat. We'll get through the rest of them here. Another super chat from Strength to Heart. Or wait. Another super chat from Walter Nodge. Thanks so much, Walter, for another one. Man, I can't tell you how grateful I am, and everybody else is here at Apex TV. We appreciate it so much, Walter. Walter asks, do you think Project Avatar will complete immortality in 2045? And Russia's encampment on the Anunnaki?
Project Avatar, I haven't really heard about that, but yeah, I think it could cause immortality. And what's the other question?
Russia's encampment on the Anunnaki. Do Russia actually have extraterrestrials?
No.
Based off what you know.
Yeah, based off what I know. Yeah.
Yeah, but thanks for the super chat, Walter. We really appreciate it. Another super chat from Strength of Heart. Strength of Heart asks, is there a war or invasion on American soil before 2030?
No, not on American soil.
Okay, so but there is a war.
Yeah, there is wars.
Okay, interesting. Well, thank you, Strength of Heart, for the super chat. We appreciate it. Another super chat from Luca0703 asking, does the name Luka Vukovic ring a bell?
Yeah, I think I've heard it from somebody else though. But yeah.
It does.
I've heard the name Luca from somebody else.
Okay. Well, yeah, thank you, Luca, for the super chat. We appreciate it. Stormtrooper Stormy, thanks so much for another super chat. Stormy asks, Animix asks, is full body VR technology invented?
Yeah, but it's like there's like something off about it, and I've said it. It's like balance and stuff. It just when you use it, it's like it feels like reality, but there's just something off, and it just feels weird to you.
So something's off, but it is more immersive than it is today.
Yeah, it is way much more.
I'm really excited to see where VR technology goes. And as you were saying earlier in the live stream, when someone asked about full body virtual reality, you said like you can't give someone the experiencing of dizziness because that's like a fluid in your ear that does that and everything, which is really interesting stuff. And I can't wait to see where that heads in the future. But yeah, thanks for the super chat, Stormy, as always. Another super chat from Walter Nodge asking, can you tell me about the Reptilian Pact or Covenant?
There are no reptilians from what I've seen in the government, but that might be just from what I've seen.
Okay. So you don't think there's reptilians like that are behind the scenes and running things or running the show?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Childish Cavino asks, who is president after Trump?
I would say who the president is after Trump, but you guys would it would probably cause a paradox because of how notorious he is in politics.
Okay. Well, yeah, thank you, Childish Cavino. We really appreciate the super chat. Thank you, Noah. Let's just try to make this our last super chat question right here from Mr. AK. Thank you so much, Mr. AK. Mr. AK asks, what happened to the Tesla which was sent to Mars recently?
It didn't make it, I think, from what I've heard, but we don't have a Tesla at Mars yet, at all.
Okay. So it didn't make it from what you've heard. Well, yeah, I want to thank everyone who tuned into this live stream. I want to thank you, Noah, for coming on tonight. Would it be possible that you could come on our Discord server after this live stream?
Probably for like only 5 minutes, and I'm being honest right now, only 5 minutes. Probably not gonna answer much questions. Probably just gonna talk with some people, say, hey, what's up?
Which I totally get that. And guys, if you're not part of our Discord server, link is down in the description of this live stream. So join it right now, because Noah and I are going to be hopping on the Discord right after this stream ends. And we have a lot of of the supposed time travelers we've interviewed on our Discord server. It's essentially a 24/7 live chat. So Noah can only be on there for about 5 minutes after. But if you want to talk to him, he'll be in the voice channel, so you can actually talk to him. Oh, we just got one last super chat from Walter Nodge. Thank you again, Walter. Walter says, Noah, we appreciate your feedback, and we know you are weary and mentally exhausted, but can you delineate a bit about the Book of Enoch and its credibility on aliens?
Yeah, I know what the Book of Enoch is. I actually read it.
Okay.
It actually specifies about I think they're called guardians and stuff. Those angels that actually made Goliath, apparently. That they had sex with humans and made Goliath. I've actually read about it. And so what was their question again? Sorry.
Could you delineate a bit about the book and its credibility on aliens? Is it credible?
From what I know, not really. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, yeah. Thanks for. Yeah, go ahead, Noah.
But who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, thanks for the super chat, Walter. We appreciate it so much. Thank you, Noah. One last super chat here from the Sun On, asking, how realistic looking is 3D animation in 2030?
Not really crazy, but basically it's like, sorry, I got distracted for a second. I saw someone's name that was weird. But
no
basically I keep saying that word, but there's like nothing special about it in the future. I mean, like the top companies that have it, it looks super amazing. From what it is now, it looks 3D is way much more better, and they've gotten more like effects with it. So that's what I can pretty much say.
All right, I got it.
I think we should end the stream right there.
Okay, we're going to wrap up the stream here. Guys, we're going to be jumping on the Discord server right after. Noah's actually going to be on our Discord. Link is down in the description. Join it right now. Because Noah's going to be on there. Noah goes on there sometimes. I go on there as much as I can. I can talk with you guys. There's a voice channel on there, and we're going to actually... you can actually get to talk with Noah right after the stream ends. So we're going to wrap things up here. I'm gonna hang up the phone, Noah. I want to thank you so much for coming on, and I wish you all the best, man.
Yeah, you too, man.
Yep, thank you. Alright, guys, so that wraps up our stream with Noah. Noah claims to be back in this time now, which is really fascinating, and I can't wait to hear more, and we might actually meet up and do an in-real-life video very soon. But guys, if you're not part of the Discord, join it, link in the description, and we're gonna you can actually talk with Noah. I don't know if he wants to answer many questions right now, but he's down to talk. Just say hi to everybody real quick and everything. But yeah, he'll be on the Discord server right now. He should be going on there any second, and I'll try to hop on there too and say hi to everybody. So, looks like that wraps up our stream now. Huge thanks to everybody who left a super chat. You guys are the reason that Apex TV exists. You guys are the reason that we can keep making these videos. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Bless you all. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the very best future. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.